Oh, 9:10. Online, is Annette there too? Oh, there's Annette.
She's
there.
online. Just showed she was in there.
She was just on, right?
She just, like, she might be jumping back out. She said she was jumping in an appointment. You know, Evan?
Oh, Evan? Not in person, that's for sure, but.
Oh, there
Oh,
he is.
there he is. He can be.
Okay, we are recording, so you should go whatever.
All right, perfect. Hello, everybody. It is Thursday, April 3rd, 2025 at 2025. I now call this meeting of the Madison College Student Senate General Assembly to order at 4:31 p.m. At this point, can we get a roll call? Okay. Well, we'll start with the president. I'm here.
President Burrito,
Hey, here I am.
VP Jackson Winters,
Here.
VP Salifu,
Present.
VP Hashmi, present. Moving on to General
Remember the
Senators,
last vice president? Turn the last one. No.
VP Elon,
Excuse.
absent.
Excuse.
Excuse.
Person who's-
Turn on the phone.
Turek Campus, Senator Avila,
Present.
Senator Raptor,
Declan was
He
here.
was online during the,
Yeah, where's he
PSA
now?
meeting.
Did he give a reason where he's at?
Evan, you good?
I didn't hear anything from,
Okay.
Declan.
Evan raised his hand online. Evan's good. That was this time.
Oh, okay,
No,
here we go.
oh, is he present?
I'm just curious.
Yeah, he
Declan
just
is
logged
present.
in.
Senator Sylvan Frickle,
Present.
Senator Andy Portillo,
He'll be late.
Senator Brunner,
Here.
Senator Villarreal,
Senator Villarreal's present.
Senator Maston,
Present.
Senator West. Present. Moving on, Senator Crowder,
She's online there.
Annette,
I am present. Sorry, I couldn't get to the unmute button.
Senator Stacy Brunner,
I'm here.
Or
and then lastly, Senator Dirks.
Here,
do we have quorum?
Format.
Perfect, thank you. We'll update that later. Welcome to our General Assembly meeting of the Madison College Student Senate. This is a public meeting and will be recorded for transparency and record-keeping purposes. We're going to cover a few basic items before beginning. If you lose connection at any point during the meeting, you can reconnect by clicking the link or calling the number in the original email. To senators and other members online, please activate your video and keep it on for the duration of the meeting when possible. Use the raise hand feature when you'd like to be recognized to speak, ask questions, or request a roll call vote. As chair, I'll do my best to call on any members in the order in which hands are raised. Blowing your hand will take you out of the queue, and please give me a reminder if there's people online that have their hands raised. I don't always see you, but I'll do my best. Moving on, can we get a motion, or sorry, can we pull up the meeting minutes? You'll see here that Lando outlined them, very short, only 3 pages, so that's really good. We had a big conversation from Watertown campus, the nursing student concerns. They did have a meeting April 1st, and we might have some updates on that, although I'm not sure about that. We may also not, which is fine if we don't. But the other big things that we talked about was bill number 3, Senate election tiebreaker, which passed unanimously, as well as resolution number 12, supporting students during Ramadan, which also passed unanimously. We had a 3-year plan debate, and then we had our presentation that following Friday, and now the SAD representatives have come back today to talk about the entire student activities budget, and that's pretty much it. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes? Motion made by VP Salifu, second by Senator Mattson. Do we have any discussion?
And that is your hand up.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just wanted the minutes to include an attachment that I sent.
Oh, the
that
MOU.
For the senators about MOU, which I had suggested at the previous meeting to Dr. Giles, and it seemed like she was somewhat in support of something along those lines, but I provided an example, and I just really would like to amend the motion to have it include that, and hopefully the second will accept that as well. But it should be in everyone's email. I sent it this morning.
Yeah, would you mind if we put it to this meeting instead and I pulled it up during my report and you actually looked at it? Because
Sure.
Yeah.
we didn't get a chance to look at it. I
Yeah.
think that's why I
Okay.
would just not want it in those meetings if we didn't look at it. Like it wasn't introduced into the, am I looking over there? Yeah, well, see, you can't
Yeah,
see me there either, so. Yeah, that, can I make a promise to include it, like introduce the document, kind of like a legal case, where you like introduce the evidence and then bring the evidence
Sounds
in.
good.
And yeah, okay, I will do
Yeah.
that during my report.
Right.
I will find that for my report and pull that up. Okay, so with that, are you okay with that, Annette?
Yes, I'm okay with that.
Okay, and if I don't do it, tell me. You're like, you didn't do the thing you said, so you can say that. Okay, so with that, are we okay with the meeting minutes as is then? Annette, do you want to approve that? Or sorry, motion to approve?
Motion.
You just,
Annette, you're cool with that?
you just left.
Okay, well, motion from VP Salifu. Do you have a second?
Yes,
Doesn't
I
have to
am
be-
approving.
Okay, good. No, then second from VP Salifu. With that, any further discussion? I don't see any online. Oh, it's going to pull up. Well, is there any online?
No.
Okay, great. None online, voted unanimous approval. If no one's opposed, this motion carries in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No one in room, no online. Okay, motion carries. The meeting minutes are passed. Moving on to the agenda. Can you pull up the agenda, please? Oh, there it is. Okay, you'll see there. You got Corey Christinger, Chief Information Officer. SEB budget presentation. Kelly's online, as well as Jada from Performing Arts here. Then we'll do a special item. We moved it around to have the approval of the budget so they can stick around and listen to it. That way they don't have to sit through the rest of the meeting. So did that for benefit of everybody else.
Yeah.
Then we have our standard reports. This is a reporting meeting. So unlike the other ones, we will be doing a little check-in for that. We have some no unfinished business. We do have new business. So Vincent is here today. Perfect. So this is a person who's been coming. This is his, I think, 4th meeting, but
I think so, yeah.
4th meeting, yeah. So he just wanted one more meeting to make sure he's sure about us. So that's cool. But that's okay. And then we have some information about the WTCS refund policy work group that I have. I sent an email yesterday, stipend review, and then bill number 4, establishing Senate alternates.
All right.
Does that look good? Do we have a motion to approve?
I motion.
Motion made by Senator Dirk. Do we have a second? Second by VP Salifu. Said it first. Okay, with that, any discussion? Don't hear any online? Sorry, I promise I'll get the online. It doesn't cooperate with me. Nothing online, Cole?
Nope.
Okay, great. Okay, with that, we can do a vote of unanimous approval. If no one's opposed, this motion passes in 5, 4, 3, 2. No one online? 1. Okay, motion carries. Agenda's approved. No. Okay, there we go. Okay, now we can move on to public comments. Corey Christinger, Chief Information Officer. Got 15 minutes on the clock.
I'm gonna share a PowerPoint.
Yeah, we can share a PowerPoint to us. Yeah, and feel free. So a little information. So Corey Christinger, is went to DeVry University, correct?
That is correct. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
correct. See, I did some research before, and he is the
Look at
current
this guy.
Chief Information Officer of Madison College, who's in charge of the IT infrastructure and any policies related to technology purchases. He also is the head of the Information Technology Shared Governance Council. He may have other titles, but that's what I did research on, so.
Thank you, Kai.
Yep.
Again, I'm Corey Kreisinger. I'm the Chief Information Officer here over at Tech Services area. I'll go through, share a little bit about myself, a little bit about Tech Services, some of the projects we're working on, some that will most definitely directly affect the student body, some accomplishments that I think that I'm proud of that I've done here in terms of from a leadership perspective, not just the IT component. So some of that. And then Kai had asked a little bit about some of our cybersecurity things that happen. So we'll talk a little bit about that. We'll also, Annette had asked about our TAP program. So I'll talk a little bit about the TAP program as well. So who am I? I have 28 years of experience in information technology. 24 of those are really my professional career. 4 of those are an internship on a help desk. In my professional career has all been in higher education, so in Wisconsin. So I've either worked here at Madison College, UW-Madison, or what used to be called UW colleges, which was the freshman and sophomore campuses that are now sort of satellite campuses for the larger 4 years. I've been here at Madison College for 10 years, and I've been in my role as the CIO for about three and a half. Previous to that, I was here as an infrastructure architect or lead, a security infrastructure architect or lead, the chief information security officer, and now the CIO. So I made my way through our tech services department. As Kai mentioned, Bachelor's of Science in Telecommunications Management from DeVry University. It was actually called the DeVry Institute of Technology when I went there, way back in the early 90s or mid 90s. Really what telecommunication management was at that time was sort of network and server administration. So it was like kind of a broad-based bachelor's degree over systems administration. I drew towards network engineering. That was my first job at the UW. Was to be a network engineer. And pretty early in that job, I had an opportunity to install my first firewall. So firewall, for those that don't know or have questions, it's an appliance you put on a network that helps secure your network. Acts a lot like a castle boundary with a drawbridge that opens and closes for traffic going in and out. It was a fairly new concept at the UW when I put it in. So it was one of the first, and we were dealing with some early viruses a long time ago. It was Code Red and SQL Slammer, and so there were some virus activity that sort of led to that. So that sort of grew my interest in cybersecurity, and I started to learn more about it in my career. Probably most of what I worked on in my career is cybersecurity, and that really led me and put me on a leadership path. So part of being in cybersecurity is really communicating the value of cybersecurity. That's got a little bit easier as time's gone on because the internet's got a little bit harsher, whatever would be my assessment of that. So communicating that value has got a little bit easier, but for a long time, it was really about why do we need to do this? Because oftentimes putting in security controls is a barrier to getting other things done. So we'll talk a little bit more about cybersecurity here at Madison College in a bit, but I wanted to just, the other fun facts about me, my wife Roxanne works as a lab coordinator here at the college in the biology department. I have 2 children. I have a daughter who's a sophomore in college at UW Eau Claire and a son who's a junior in high school in the DeForest School District. I like to fish. I like video games. I like outdoor activities. So good mix of nerd stuff. My son plays hockey and we're really involved in that hockey community too. So I did not play hockey, but spent a lot of time fundraising and coordinating events and all kinds of stuff. So this is the high level structure of technology services. Technology services has about 60 full-time staff, employees in it, and we employ roughly another 30 contractors that for the most part are full-time. So many of them have been with us for up to a decade. And so our contractors we really treat as part of our tech services family. We also employ, and our numbers change a lot, but we employ several students in the tech services area. So again, I'm a big believer in internships, so that hands-on experience that we can offer in tech services is really important to our IT students as they're learning about their careers. These are some of our departments. So we have a cybersecurity team led by Jesse LeGroux, who I think has probably visited in here. So Jesse's a good guy. One of our real focus areas for student employment is cybersecurity. So we've built a security operations center around student interns to give them, again, some more of that hands-on experience. So you really do get to see what it's like to work as a cybersecurity professional in the industry. Customer service, which is our help desk, another area where we do employ a lot of students, but that's a pretty big area. It's like, when you call in, we have field techs that go out and help with classroom technology and help people fix computers around the district. Asset management, so all of our IT equipment that's coming in and out of the organization is managed through a process in that area. We have a graphic design individual, does a lot of the big posters you see around the district. The AV team, again, classroom technology, big component of that, and all the sort of boards that you see around. And then TAP is actually run out of our customer service area. Applications. Our focus with applications is really enterprise applications, so the large applications that get served here in the district. Workday being one of them. We'll talk a little bit about Workday in a minute. PeopleSoft, which for the students is probably your My Madison College portal. We'll talk about that a little bit in a minute as it relates to Workday. There's a customer, and these are basically where we have employees like focused on these individual things. Our website, so we have a web team, our CRM team. OnBase, which is a document management system that's used really closely with our student information system, PeopleSoft. The LMS, which is currently Blackboard. We'll talk about that in a minute too. And then internal, we have websites that the SharePoint system is also managing that applications area. We have a project management office. One of the things I'll talk about is sort of being a partner in innovation, and our project management office really helps to lead that strategy. So how will we help the college? How do we partner with others in the college to do what they want to do? There's not a lot that we do here at the college that doesn't have some sort of technology component. And so we're involved in many, many conversations around the organization. It gives us a unique perspective on what's happening. And then our infrastructure team. So that's our wireless networks, our wired networks, our servers. We do have a data center left. Our desktop engineering team that prepares all of the classroom PCs and then all the PCs that folks use as employees. We have about 700, I was looking, yeah, there's one there. There's about 700 plus access points throughout the district, connecting everything together. We're in the process of trying to refresh those, so that's coming up. I said we have one data center left. We have a data center right now at Fort Atkinson campus. We're actually in the process of decommissioning that data center. I'll again talk about that as part of the project. We used to have a data center down the hall. When we redid the space, we eliminated that data center and moved that equipment to a hosting facility here in Madison. So part of advancing technology at Madison College is actually reducing our infrastructure footprint and moving more to cloud services. And then admin services, we have an admin team that really helps keep the ship running. All right, fun stuff. So here's a few of the projects. At any given time, technology services is officially managing about 40 projects. So that's kind of our average. There's a lot of sort of internal projects that probably don't get put on that list. These are a couple of the big ones, and I sort of have this laid out. There's a couple of big projects, initiatives, and then some accomplishments I'll talk about too. Is anybody using D2L Brightspace yet in a class? Everyone still on Blackboard?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That was supposed to start at the beginning of summer?
Yeah, maybe people
Yeah,
weren't ready.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, but people probably weren't ready yet to transfer.
Where we're at with that project is we basically, we purchased Brightspace and we've been in the process of configuring it, migrating course content for faculty. And then this semester, the spring semester, we have a cohort of faculty that are participating in what we're calling the capstone. So
Nice.
it's primarily nursing, it's primarily the IT program, and then some smattering across the rest of the organization. I think there's about 100 faculty participating, so we got a pretty good chunk. It's going really well. We've got great feedback from students about their experience. It's an intuitive product. It's a little easier to navigate. It works well on mobile devices. So I'm really excited for the future of that. Our plan for Blackboard is to actually turn it off at the end of June. So all of our summer courses will be in D2L and then full production in the fall for next year. Wolfpack Rising. So Wolfpack Rising is actually our SIS transition. So we're moving away from PeopleSoft. The organization has had PeopleSoft or My Madison College Portal for over 20 years. Multiple decades. It's a large project. It's a large product. It consumes about 70 servers in our data center in order to host that product. So it's really our biggest application. And I like to refer to it as really the heart of what we do, right? So this is where our students' information is. This is where some sensitive information is. Many of you might have your social security or identifying information here. So it's a critical system for us. It also helps us with course scheduling. It helps us with our course catalog, course search. It helps with advising. So anything really related to a student's journey is happening in PeopleSoft. So it is a big deal to transition. So we have board approval. This is a $15 million project covering almost 3 years, about two and a half to 3 years to transition to Workday student. So if you've used our Workday product, so Workday is HR and finance right now. They refer to that as platform. In order to have Workday student, you have to have the platform system installed. And so we're in that process of migrating to Workday students. Big project. We really have to revisit all of our business processes related to that student journey. And so we're excited about the outcome. I think it's really going to make it easier for students to see what their path is here. It's going to make it easier for students to register and apply. And those are some focus points for us to make those experiences easier for new and incoming students and current students who are here. This will go live fully in production in the spring of 2027. Touch briefly on the next ones. These are sort of new initiatives. So that winding down of the Fort Atkinson data center and kind of winding down of our infrastructure footprint is what we call our Cloud Center of Excellence. It does require a new skill set for many of our IT employees in tech services. And so they're learning that cloud skill set. We actually have a program here that teaches you like DevOps and cloud-based technology. And so we're in the process of learning that skill set and assessing what infrastructure can move into cloud platforms. Has anyone heard of artificial intelligence?
Yes.
I'm going to school for
I'm excited about this. We obviously are aware that artificial intelligence has the potential to really transform the business world, transform many, many jobs that folks are coming here to learn how to do. That transformation is evident in manufacturing already. It's evident in IT already. So it's coming. And so as an institution, we need to prepare for that. We need to prepare for that from an academic standpoint. We also need to prepare from it from an administration standpoint. So how can we gain some efficiencies out of using artificial intelligence technologies, AI technologies? We're partnered very closely with the team on the academic side to try to figure out what our strategy is, both again from that curricular standpoint and from man, Corey, I talk a lot. I apologize.
We can go a little
We can
longer,
extend if you need
So
it.
that's a big one, and I'm happy to talk a lot more about it. We're at the sort of very beginning of it. Digital accessibility. There's some legislation requiring us to have our digital footprint a little bit more accessible. A big reason why we went with D2L Brightspace is it is a much more accessible product for students. So students, we heard loud and clear from students that those are features they want in an LMS. And so we're really focused on trying to ensure that our digital technology here at the college is accessible to all students and staff. We've spent a ton of time on FAFSA simplification. So changes at the federal level have forced us to make changes on our system level. We have met all of the metrics that they need us to meet. And so this has been about a year-long project to make sure that FAFSA simplification is going as it was supposed to. Looks like I copied Cloud Center of Excellence twice, so we'll skip that one. A couple of things I'm proud of. Again, this is sort of more from a leadership perspective. Esports is, I like to take a little credit for esports here. Many years ago, pre-pandemic, I attended a conference, and that conference really started me thinking a little bit more about what esports can mean for Madison College. It was starting to grow here in the state at the high school level. Shortly after that conference, I had a one-pager that I brought back, and I pulled a bunch of people from student life, from the IT program, from athletics, and we started having conversations about what esports could look like. During the pandemic, we redid the technology services space. The area that the esports arena inhabits was going to be our help desk. We thought our footprint might change because of hybrid work, and so we donated that space back to the college, and sort of as a way to say, hey, let's use this for an esports lab. We've helped to fund a lot of the equipment that has gone into the esports lab. 3 of the esports coaches are technology services employees, including the head coach, Joe Hansen. And so we've really just been a really good partner with the esports and just bringing it here and having those conversations. We have 35 to 40 students that participate in the program annually. They've won, I think they're working on 10 championships. Hopefully by the end of the semester, it's been very successful.
Yeah.
So very proud of what that is. And I really like that. When I got here as a security person, we did not have what I would call a good security culture. And that was part of just no one had championed it. And so through a lot of conversations, through getting up in front of people, through tabletop exercises, through all kinds of things and gyrations that we've gone through, we've really built a security culture where the staff, faculty, students, even students now, as we are more mindful of what cybersecurity is and what they should be looking for to protect their own information. So I'm proud of how that evolution has happened. And then just a partner in innovation. I talked a little bit about that before. We've really changed. We're trying to change our department from being an order taker to being a partner to help our business partners and students in academic affairs and student affairs really push what they want to do, but use technology to drive that. Cybersecurity threats and risks. Our top threat is phishing. It really is. It's the easiest way. Social engineering in general is the easiest way to get access to an account. Why do they want access to an account? Even a student account has value in a phishing attack, so they just tend to grow that pool of access. Our students do have access to different kinds of resources that are valuable to criminals, and so they continue to do that. Probably one of the craziest things I saw from a phishing attack here at the college several years ago, used to see like dog walking emails, like it was basically a job, right? So it was a job offer, like, hey, you want you to walk dogs or watch dogs or babysit dogs for like $300 a week. So there was no links in it. It was just an email with a job offer. That had gone on, we removed them, we removed them. So a few months later, we got a call from the credit union downstairs, UB Credit Union, and an auditor had identified several students had cashed fraudulent checks from Madison College.
Oh.
And so what we discovered was through contact from this job offer, the attacker would then sort of transition that person out of our system. So they would start working with them via text or via a personal email or something like that. And then all of a sudden that person would give them information like their address, and they would receive a totally different scam, like a totally different thing that was a secret shopper offer. So they'd receive a fraudulent check for $2,000 to $3,000. They would go cash that check. They were instructed to go to an Apple store, buy gift cards and other things and send them to a certain spot and keep like $200 for themselves. That was sort of the deal that was going on.
People fall for it.
And many people fell for that. So we had at least 20 through UW Credit Union, more across. So I think we ended up with about $50,000 that we identified that were probably in that space. So just the sophistication of that type of attack is pretty incredible. And so that's the kind of things that we're trying to prevent here at the college from happening. We see a lot of fake student account generation. The primary target of that is to gain access to financial aid, basically take that money and run. So they have some methods for doing that. We've mostly been able to stop that at this point. So far, we don't believe anyone successfully gotten access to financial aid illegitimately. We have received actual doctored driver's license that we've identified. So we're able to bounce that off of different databases and things and work with our public safety office. So that's been a little bit of an interesting journey. We do tabletop for ransomware. So in the event that our infrastructure gets compromised and the whole thing locks up. So ransomware, what happens, oftentimes it's some sort of virus and it'll actually, what we call lock up, but it'll encrypt the infrastructure and it would bring us kind of to a halt in terms of what we can do here. And so we tabletop that just in case there's an event that happens. I'm aware of 2 of the other technical colleges in probably the last like 6 to 7 years that have had major ransomware events where their entire infrastructure has been shut down. And the college more or less comes to a halt for about 3 or 4 weeks while we recover in that. So that's why we practice how we would respond to something like that. We also do a lot of compliance. So we have several different compliance things that we need to adhere to. And so part of being protected is making sure that we're meeting those compliance efforts. And so we work a lot with payment card industry. We work a lot with FERPA protection. We work a lot with just ensuring our PII is protected in appropriate ways. And then we have some other things that we have to adhere to. Some crazy stuff with cybersecurity, the presidential visit. Part of the presidential visit when they were here was actually a cybersecurity walkthrough. Anywhere where the president was going to be, we had to turn cameras off, which I thought was interesting. We had to turn all electronic devices off, TVs, phones. So we really made it sort of a dead space, like from a digital standpoint from when the president was walking in. But it was interesting to work with Secret Service and their cyber folks as we walk around and did that. We get a lot of malware alerts, so a lot of times what our students in our security operations center are dealing with are virus alerts on machines. A lot of times it's tap machines. But that's, so they kind of manage a lot of that ticket load that comes in alerts. We did one time have PeopleSoft compromised. There was a vulnerability in the web application that hosts PeopleSoft that allowed someone to inject Bitcoin mining. So figured someone made a couple $100,000 doing that.
$100,000. And then if we could,
Happened to be over a break time. How do we respond to this? So we have a team of 7 individuals that are part of our cybersecurity team. A lot of what they do is event management. So they monitor our systems and look for things that are off kilter. So if it's not making sense, we do that through a product called Microsoft Sentinel and Microsoft Security Copilot Defender. So we get a lot of analytics about what's going on the network. And so if something raises an alarm or it looks like high risk, we investigate it and pursue that process. Multi-factor authentication. I know none of you probably like it, but it is something that's essential for making sure that our passwords are protected in our accounts. As soon as you get access to an account, you can start those phishing campaigns. We put a lot of email controls. I won't go into it. There's one of the big things that we've done recently is daily send limits and just limiting the number of emails you can send, and that's actually made our systems less attractive. And then more recently, in a process that came through shared governance, was our through IT Council was actually deactivating older student accounts. So at this point going forward, after a year of non-enrollment, your student account will be deactivated. You'll still be able to get access to the student information system for things, but this really controls that threat landscape. We have about 300,000 active accounts.
yeah, what about email?
Email will get turned off.
Um,
Yeah. That's actually primarily what we're doing is unlicensing from the Microsoft system, those student accounts. And so we leave them on at this point, so you can get into like PeopleSoft and get a transcript if needed, or do other business in there. But the email access to email gets revoked after a year. So that's kind of what's going on. The other thing we're doing as part of protection against financial aid fraud is to actually insert a piece of software into the process to really verify that identity is true. So when a prospective student adds their information, it's going to bounce that information off various databases and then move it forward. If it's good, if it's risky, someone will have to look at it and verify it. Technology Access Program, real quick. This is our loaner laptop and hotspot program. No fee to get access to that technology. We currently have 3,000 to 4,000 devices in the hands of students, laptops. So we have another 1,500 hotspots out there. This is first come, first serve. We have an operating budget of about $250,000. That's for one person to help manage the program. It also does some student help. It also is a lot of that goes to a vendor to help us keep those laptops going. I know what I really wanted to emphasize was pandemic relief funding built up our inventory. After that was gone, we don't actually have additional funding to maintain the TAP program. And so what we've done is we take our employee and classroom devices that are still in good working order when we come to replace them, which is a 4-year refresh cycle. That's what we talk about. So basically we're taking 4-year-old laptops and putting them into the TAP program to maintain that pool of laptops. We have a $300 repair threshold. So if it's going to cost more than $300, we recycle that machine. And that refresh process happens every year. So we're sort of refilling the pool as much as we can. But I expect that's why Annette was having issues with laptops. They're just older devices. We just want to make sure folks have access to a device. But that's kind of where we are now until we can get some funding changes. We are looking for opportunities to utilize grant funding to potentially change that. So I think that was it. I'm sorry.
yeah. Well, thank you, Ron. You have some time.
Okay.
No, I'm asking.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we did one question if they want it. So who has the best question? Let me look at
We can do 3. We can probably.
We can do 3?
Yes.
You have time for 3?
I absolutely, yes, yeah.
You're okay with that?
I'm great.
Okay, well then, yes. Okay, all 3 of the 3 people. No one online?
No.
Okay, well, your hand came up first.
Well,
so
I would like
Hassan,
to-
Nevaeh, and then.
I would like to extend the time by 5 minutes.
We don't need to do that.
No, we're just gonna go
Do
through
it.
questions.
Well, Cole said like we're tight on time.
I mean, we're gonna,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Lando, you, and then I'll.
Thanks for coming, Corey.
Thank you.
over to Beth.
Hearing
Well,
all the information. So I did want to ask about like sending zip files via email, because was it last semester for a data structures project, I was told to send a zip file to my professor, and like for some reason it wouldn't go through.
Sure.
Like, can you elaborate more on sort of how that works behind the scenes as well?
Absolutely. So we take a best practice approach to attachments.
Yeah.
So zip files are typically, from a best practice standpoint, not a good idea to send around. The way I would encourage you to share that file is using the OneDrive interface.
Gotcha.
And so throw that zip file in OneDrive, get your share link, throw that in an email and send it out. That would be the
Cool.
best way to do that.
Okay.
You can put zip files in OneDrive.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thanks.
I just want to say thank you for coming. My question is, with the bread space, I know Blackboard, kind of has like a thing where, you can sign up for like public safety, like, emergency things.
Okay.
Like, will Brightspace have like how to get through like emergencies and stuff, if, or like, to connect with, any announcements? I don't know if like this is explained well.
Is this, is it like a banner? So if there's a warning on campus or something, or if
Yeah.
campus is closed because of a snow day,
Yeah.
or that kind of thing? Yes, we should still have that integration. That actually does come from Wolfpack Alert.
Okay.
So if you're not familiar with Wolfpack Alert, there's a
Okay.
mobile app, sign up that you can go from our webpage and search Wolfpack Alert, and you can get it, so you can also get it in the learning management system, but you can also get it on your phone as a text
Okay.
or as a push.
Know the name of the class that you referred to that introduced
Uh,
students to
DevOps,
IT
Oh, the-
workflow?
the program.
The DevOps program?
Yeah.
I don't. It is a whole program though. It is is it cloud something? It's a whole program.
Mhm.
So it's not just a class, but I think they're starting to like add some of that DevOps opportunity. So DevOps is an acronym, obviously. It's development and operations. So a lot of modern IT is like coding, but it's also coding to create infrastructure. And so that's where that DevOps comes from. But yeah, and a lot of it is clouds, Amazon Web Services or Microsoft Azure.
Mhm.
Okay, you're next, and then
Um,
Matt.
Yeah, I have 3 questions. I will make them
Hey.
quick.
He said one.
Well, I will make them quick. Okay. My first question, you mentioned that you guys worked with the FAFSA application. I had a 9 months problem with with the new 2024-2025 FAFSA. Long story short, my parents didn't have a social security number, so
Sure.
they couldn't recognize my parents. So I had to for the last 9 months work with the financial aid director. I forgot their name, and the financial aid, and then finally FAFSA have sent me a physical form to fill it in and send them back. I was wondering, how do you guys work with FAFSA? If you could elaborate that more.
That's a tough one for me. Ultimately, our PeopleSoft development team is behind the scenes of the application that you're applying to, coding to make sure those workflows are appropriate and accurate. And so the problem that you likely encountered was probably more on the federal side,
Okay.
right? So like, it's not necessarily anything
Sure.
that we did. It's to ensure that our system is in compliance with the requirements that the federal government is asking of us. So that's definitely between you and the feds and,
Okay.
and your financial aid advisor.
When you guys are implementing Windows 11, and
Yeah, we are implementing Windows 11 this summer.
okay, this.
So Windows 10 goes out of end of life from Microsoft's perspective in October of this year. And so over the summer, we'll be transitioning to Windows 11. We do a lot of work to transition like operating systems and upgrade software over the summer.
I think that was
Question.
no, that was
Was it?
yeah.
Perfect. Moving on. Annette, is Wolfpack Techies under your department, and can a policy be put in place for clubs and organizations to borrow laptops or iPads?
the policy can always be put in place.
Ooh, and you created some work for yourself.
Wolfpack Techies is not under our organization. Wolfpack Techies is really kind of an internship opportunity through the IT program and run through the IT program managed by faculty. We actually don't do a lot of student help in tech services. I probably should have mentioned that. The library is really the front-facing student help for technology, but we interface with the library frequently.
Do you guys work with the Wolfpack Connect app?
No.
That's really a student life app. Yeah.
Not that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So hold your commentary. Yeah.
A lot of times for us, when we get software like Wolfpack Connect, we help to onboard the software. So we bring it and connect it to the systems it needs to get to, and then we hand it off to folks like Ellie to manage Wolfpack
If there
Connect.
are any issues with integration, we'll come back to you, but
Yes.
usually it is ours just to
Yep.
run.
Yeah, so hold on that. Okay, one last thing I'm gonna ask you is, what, would there be a potential to have, like, basically, you know how there's like voting booths, when you go out to vote on April, this April 1st, there was a election. So what if we had something like that for Senate? Is there an issue with like technology that we could fix to make it so we have like a machine that could be used solely for voting? Like, so there's like a physical computer that could be used for voting. Is there a way that we could do that? Do you like just quick thoughts? Like we could theoretically do it?
I do know voting machines
Yeah.
are highly scrutinized.
Mm.
They go through rigorous testing throughout the year and upgraded. So like a true voting machine, I don't even want to know how much one costs, to be honest with you.
No, not like a machine.
But like a true
A
level like
laptop.
this, but yeah, I
Like a
think a
blank
laptop
laptop
is
that
probably
could be-
something.
There's a way to like
You do?
wipe it after every usage. Because we talked about it and like having like student data present, but if there's a way to do it, it would be nice. That's why, since you're here.
Where you just.
I can talk with you about it further.
Yeah.
We do it once a year with our elections that are ongoing.
Yeah, 'cause we-
Senate. I can talk with you get designate that.
Their
I wonder if
IT
it's possible.
program, I think, uses some software they called like, used to be called Deep Freeze. I don't know if they still use it. Basically, after every classroom, like they refresh and
Refresh it.
come back up. A place that might work is we offer like a virtual desktop environment. If you use any of the kiosks in the hallway, like typically that's the virtual desktop environment, and those can be refreshed pretty easily. And they're pretty portable too. You can get a client that installs really on any machine to access one of those.
Okay,
So-
summer project sounds
Yeah.
like it. Well,
Yeah.
with that, it sounds like we had a lot of your time and you answered so many of our questions. That means that we really care about technology here. So we appreciate it. And one more time for Mr. Parker.
Thank you, and I appreciate it. And you can find me if you ever have a question. Feel free to shoot it out, but absolutely. I'm anytime you want, like to have me back here. I'd love.
Yeah, for sure. We'll really end. Okay, well, moving on in our agenda, we can go to our SAB budget presentation. We have Kelly Fang, the editor-in-chief for Clarion Media, who's here online, as well as Jada Ramos, president of Performing Arts Leadership, also other roles on campus, but this is SAB, so Jada's just a big student life advocate
I can
overall.
pass those out.
If you don't know
Oh,
Jada,
thank
you should.
I actually did too.
And Ellie Rome is here in the room as well. She's the director of student life, also the co-chair at the Student Activities Board along with me.
I mean, I got it.
One back here.
And then take it away.
I know sometimes you grab a paper, but I like this brief for you guys' sake.
And for you too.
Well, we're safe. Thank you. I don't know if Kelly is gonna be, she'll be answering more questions. She's sick today, so it's just gonna be me up here yelling at you guys, so.
Hi there. Yeah, I'll be answering questions if needed.
Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Kelly Fang. I'm the editor-in-chief of the Clarion. I've been on the SAB for a couple of years and worked on last year's SAB budget presentation.
I'm Jada. Well, Kai just introduced me as well, but I did come in here a few weeks ago at this point for approving the, wow, I can't.
The bylaws.
The bylaws,
Yep.
which you worked on. Thank you very much.
As did everyone in SAB, so yeah.
Awesome. So we'll get started. with our student activities board budget for the fiscal year of 2025, 2026. Yeah. So right into it, our biggest changes for this year, we have a new organization, which is STEM Hub. This is our 11th organization in SAB, and it was formerly the STEM Club, and that's changed to the STEM Hub as they renamed it. STEM Hub basically aims to promote excitement around STEM. It builds community in the STEM area, especially for students. Well, it aims to promote STEM not just for students in STEM programs, but for students outside of it too. We also had changes in our student leader compensation. So as you guys, Student Senate definitely knows, we did have a proposed increase amount, and most of our organizations did follow that recommendation. So we have more organizations will have an hourly paid leader than in the past years. So stipend amounts were also increased for the first time since 2021. This obviously is due to some changes with in the pandemic and everything coming back from that as well. While the hourly pay for students has gone up each year since that time. So we also had an introduction of a full-time athletic trainer. Kelly can answer questions on that if there are any, but this was mostly to increase the access for students to consult after an injury. Wow, goodness me. As our current staff we currently are hiring out an athletic trainer, not part of our Madison College team. So, and this is easier coverage for games and matches hosted at Madison College. They need someone present at every game and match. So really quick, I'm not going to read out every single number on this slideshow because that would take us a year. But I will quickly go over our percent changes. For intercultural exchange, it was a 2.9% increase. National travel, non-athletic, 0% increase. Executive leadership team was a 0% increase. Student life was a 10.9% increase. United Common Ground was an 8.5% increase. No change for volunteer center. 24% increase for Student Senate. We'll talk about that. Performing its leadership was a 0% increase. Programs and Activity Council was an 8.6% increase from last year. Athletics was a 3.3%, and student publications was a 3.3% increase. Specifically clear on radio, they had a 7.3 or a 7.2% increase, and Yahara Journal was 7.3. Phi Theta Kappa, which we'll also mention, had a 37.1% increase. For the Performing Arts Music SAB, they had a 1% or 1.8% increase. Performing Arts Community Outreach, negative 100% because we retconned that. Can I get this out of? Oh, yeah, cool. Broadcasting, 5.7% increase.
We just didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
This whole time. The whole time. You knew to us.
Cool. Oh, actually, can I go back really quick? I didn't know. And then finally, childcare had a 0.0% increase, and STEM Hub has no change from last year since they're a new organization. Really quick, I'll go over, we had three of our, if I could draw on it, that'd be great, but we had three of our organizations have a more than 10% increase, and we had previously agreed that 10% was our recommended limit. But with our last meeting, we did go over the reasoning and had a good time, and we just, debated to make sure that it was acceptable for our SAB budget. Student life, theirs is just 0.9% over our 10% limit. They're implementing a new fundraising platform for organizations and clubs, which was really exciting, very cool. That'll definitely be helpful in the future. With Student Senate and Phi Theta Kappa, both followed the increased recommendations for student health. So that was the reasoning behind it. And then, thank you. Okay, so SAB support salaries. So our support salaries are basically our staff that we help, our advisors, etc. So Kelly was the one that kind of worked on this, but from my understanding, it was estimated changes in salary and benefits. This is just, we increased this 10.2% just on the estimated changes for salary and benefits, reported, and then we have an addition of a new full-time athletic trainer that also goes into this section. Then we have other budgets under the purview of SAB and Student Senate. So here are our proposed budgets. We have commuter services come and present to us, regional campuses and health clinic. And for those, our increases from last year are 0.5% for commuter services, negative 2.6%. So actually a decrease for regional campuses, and health clinic is a 0.8% increase. Any questions? I went through that fast, so I can answer questions or Kelly can answer questions as well.
Yeah, and the one thing I'll mention is that of that 90,000 in that for the salary, 75,000 of that was for the athletics trainer. So that's what that
An entirely new position.
Yes, and then the rest are raises, standard raises for everyone. I mean, I think they're capped as well. Once they get to a certain point, right, Ellie? Like once you reach the income limit, it's capped, the bonus for each year.
Correct. There
Yes.
are salary bands, as they're called now, that
Mhm.
once you hit the maximum amount, you aren't paid anymore.
Yeah, so that's kind of what it is, and and we like that because the exchange is that we get all the benefits paid for, right? Like that's the.
Oh, I see what you're
Yeah.
asking. Sorry. Yes, so there are certain positions that only part of the funding comes from this budget for certain advisors within the student life office, that was decided on 20 years ago.
Yep.
And the college contributes roughly $250,000 on top of that amount for salaries.
So we really want to keep that rule in, so.
And those are student life and athletics salaries, not just student life.
Yeah, that
So I was
saves us
like,
a lot of money.
Point that out.
Yeah, it saves us a lot of money for having to pay for that ourselves, because raising an additional 250,000 would be a lot for any organization. So yeah, online, I do see Annette, Senator Crowder, do you have a statement to make?
Yep, I just wanted to make a motion to approve the budget as proposed.
Sure. Second, do we have a second in the room? Second from VP Jackson Winters. Is there any further discussion at this point with that? Any questions that Jada can answer? Or Kelly as well? Or Ellie?
Or Ellie.
Yeah.
We've all been talking about this for many weeks.
I know, right? It's kind of like on our brain. So like for me and Lando, Yulong's not here, but like, we've all heard it already, so.
I would have too.
That's right. You were witnessing Declan, who's not in the room right now, was also there. Is Declan here physically? He came in, right?
He's online. That's all.
Oh, he came online. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, Declan also came to many, if not all, the meetings. So yeah, so we all know about it already, but anyone else have questions that came for the first time? No? Question from VP Jackson
My
Winters?
question
Go after.
is like,
Let me see.
how do you guys get it funded? Is it like from state or like?
Students, oh, so the student activity, like where we get our funding for student work,
Yeah.
that's all from the student activity fee. So each, credit, I guess, accredited
Yeah.
student gets a certain amount added on to tuition that comes to our board, and we divide that up against our organizations.
Mhm.
So that's why things like, I will say, you guys had, last year, I wasn't here for this, but I do know that the Performing Arts had a section that was for this outreach community thing that didn't directly only support students. And so that's why it wasn't really something we could continue doing, because student activities fees goes back to students. Like it's for the students.
So this was more of just general information for everyone. So essentially what we've been doing in SAB is we're setting next year's budget, making sure that, we're increasing, like we had a 1% increase in the student activities fees for next semester. So that's roughly a 12-cent increase in, per credit that you take here at Madison College. And then, in terms of sort of looking at everything, coming into this year, we had a lot of money reserved. So essentially we have this reserve where it's between 7 and 15% of the funds that don't get used enter this reserve. And so right now,
We count it between 7% and 15%.
yes.
If I'm
Mhm.
mistaken.
You're right.
Yeah, and so the reason why we did the whole student compensation board review and increase stipends, part of it was to keep up with the hourly positions, make them, the stipend positions competitive as well. And then also just spending down that reserve, because now it's gonna be closer to 10%, it looked like, once we approve everything, which is roughly what we were thinking was a good amount to keep in there. Because once we go over that reserve, it sounds like we don't get penalized, but there isn't much we can do, beyond.
It's just not crazy.
Yeah, it's not great. Organizations typically stay above anywhere between 10 to 50, depending on the organization, percentage wise. Some nonprofits even go up to 100. I've seen, I don't think most of them do. I think most hover around 50, but that's
Yeah.
kind of what it is. But typically, as a group, we would all decide together to stay within that, honestly, around 10, hovering around that, but you could go 7 to 15 and
So just for additional context, just so you kind of know what we're basing our voting on and, how we came to these decisions.
Holding on to money that we're taking directly from students and not using to give back to them through organizations just isn't really a good feeling
Mhm.
or look. So
Yep.
it's,
Mhm.
yeah, that's me.
Yeah, exactly.
we had Hassan first and then.
Yeah, I know you guys talked about it in the SAB, but, do you know why, PTK is asking for 37%? I heard their stipends are like, for the summers are like the highest in the school.
I'm guessing so they do, so Phi Beta Kappa does a lot of work over the summer. I'd have to.
I can answer that if you
Yeah.
want. So the reason that theirs is going up so much, is just because all of their officer positions outside of the president are at the same level as like your vice presidents.
You mean stipend wise?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. So there's like 3 different categories of students who are getting stipends and the recommendation of students in SAB this year made some recommendations to increase particularly those stipends. So PTK just followed the recommendation. It just happened that most of their officers were in that category. So they all went up from 1,000 to 1,500.
Yeah.
And they're active over the summer,
Mhm.
which just adds even more.
Yeah.
So that's really all it was. They didn't ask for really anything else beyond that. It was a few $100s, I think. Really all of it was just following the recommendation that the Student Activities Board approved back in January. I think.
So they're not used to paying more than us, like they don't pay their officers more than.
No, they don't.
No,
No.
and part of the work that we did back in 2021 was to make sure that it was fair across
Mhm.
groups. So that's why there are kind of these different categories of positions. And then there's a range that those position stipends need to be within.
Mhm.
So Senate can't just go and say, we're gonna pay all of our vice presidents $2,000 a semester.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
that's
capped.
the cap
Pay
for
is
the
capped at
stipends.
15, so,
It's 2,000.
that was really the work that was done in 2021. And then this was trying to make sure that they're staying somewhat sort of kind of
Yeah.
competitive with the hourly rate, which has gone up, I think, $4
Yeah.
in the last 5 years.
And something else to mention is that last year, PTK did not increase any of they had a 0% increase to their budget. So it's kind of like making up for the fact that they had 0% increase then, and now they're just following that recommendation. The other thing I'll mention is that some groups like UCG, and I don't know if your group also fell under that or not, but some groups didn't, some groups didn't fall, what's it called? This is very important, so you can just, some groups did not increase their full stipend amount. So I know UCG did not hit the full 1,500. I did recommend that they could, but I think they wanted to stay under that 10% with that recommendation. But so in the next year, they definitely could hit that 1,500 for that. But we hit the max, but other people didn't. And that's why their numbers didn't go there fully because they didn't take the full amount. They wanted to stay under that 10. Yeah.
Mhm.
I think the next person was Nevaeh and Quinn, and that, thank you. Wow.
Yeah.
I can go because I know I already spoken on that.
Sure.
Does a student activities fee get applied to all students at regionals as well? And And if so, is the
So-
money good?
Do you want to
I
answer
can
that?
answer.
Yeah, I'll answer.
So there are, the fee that we're talking about here is applied to all students who are in degree credit classes on campus in Madison or online. Students taking classes in person at a regional campus, they are charged $3.25 per credit instead of $12.30 per credit.
Yeah.
Because we have one person in student life who does as much programming as she possibly can at all of the regional campuses, and then all of the other sort of activities, events, support are not necessarily available at all the regional campuses. So those are two different fees. But online students are paying the same fee as if you're coming to campus, because a lot of online students also come to campus.
It's just like, if you're in Reedsburg, you're not gonna charge the same for like all of our theater productions and sporting events and everything that we do here at Truax.
That was a really good question.
Next one.
Well, just more clarification, maybe, like, I'm pretty sure for the STEM hub, they are gonna keep STEM Voices, which is another STEM-based club. That one was more non-degree program. And then STEM Hub, yeah, the org. The reason why they wanted to join is because, you know, they've followed the criteria. They've been established for at least 5 years at the time. And then also, just, you know, the funding between clubs and organizations differs quite a bit. Like, clubs can only request so much in funding each semester, and it's kind of first come, first serve, you know, where organizations, you know, all the stuff we're doing with the budgets right now, that's sort of how we make sure we have money for next year. And so, yeah, essentially, the reason why they joined is because they wanted a little bit more. They felt like STEM was in a spot where, you know, they could benefit from having more funding in terms of like conferences and stuff, research. They wanted to invest a lot in that. And so,
And the STEM Center specifically is
Mhm.
different
yeah,
from the STEM
it's
Hub.
not
They have their own
affiliated.
funding too.
Mhm. Yeah,
And there's other clubs through STEM Center as well, like STEM Voices and the new Multicultural Student for STEM Club.
so, yeah, cool.
Cool.
So this is sort of a question online. I'm really just gonna direct it at Ellie since it deals with clubs. So Declan is wondering, what happens with money, that's in student club accounts when they deactivate? So like, I know a recent one, like
Yeah.
Muslim Student Association had deactivated and is now coming back. So what happens with that funding if they receive like additional funding through, say, through SAB? I don't think they receive anything from SAB, right? They can't.
Kind of in a
No
roundabout
matter what
way.
way they do it, it's from ELT, but
Okay.
ELT gets it.
So can you speak on that? Is that?
I sure can.
Perfect.
As of today, it sits there.
Yeah,
It sits in the club's account. If they come back 5 years later, 10 years later, it might still be there. That includes balances of the positive and negative variety. So that's
Wait.
actually why it came up recently.
Can't you just like
Um,
lose the money?
So
You could create
what
bankruptcy
what we're
accounts.
going to do is actually when a club is inactive, I think for probably 2 years. I think that's a more appropriate than just immediately. We will take any balances and put them into a club clearing account.
okay.
That at least for right now, we're going to probably be using that to sort of mitigate the negative balances.
How many negative balances do we have?
Uh,
We don't need to talk about this now, but like a
We can talk
lot.
about it
or a
another
little.
time. But yes, so moving forward, we are developing a process because it doesn't make sense for those to just sit there. And we might also be able to develop a process that funds from that account could be reallocated to other clubs. They just need to stay within the 714, which is the club's accounts. It can't go to groups like Senate, like organizations. You're in a 713, which is, I know, nonsense, but basically club money has to stay separate from like organization and student activity fee money.
Yeah.
So that's where it's at today and where we're headed. Interesting question.
That is a good question.
It came up
Thank you.
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah, and Sean showed us the spreadsheet.
No.
Yeah, Nevaeh, did you
Oh,
already?
I guess my question was kind of like, I don't really know how to like word this, but like, why is it, that, um, that you, like, if you have a stipend and you also work hourly, like, you can't go over like 20 something hours or something like that?
Ellie, or Cole or Ellie can answer that. There's like a whole thing
Yeah,
about it.
it's like,
Yeah, so the college has a policy, through the Affordable Care Act. All student employees by policy from the college are capped at 20 hours max, so really it's 19 you should be hitting that. Because once you cross a certain threshold, by law, the college has to begin to offer health insurance and other aspects like that, which is a massive increased cost and such overall. So
And messy.
yes, so with that, that's why it's capped at the 20, but specifically with like having a stipend and working hourly, we also have to, you can't have somebody who's gonna like, you can't have somebody who's gonna be like, I'm gonna have 4 stipend positions and then work hourly and then try to bypass the system. Because once it's identified that you're going over those 20 hours, outside the fact we're probably gonna get yelled at by HR, there's gonna be some talks of what are you gonna let go because it's all set to that 20 hour.
So yeah, there's one issue is like, do you have time to realistically contribute to it? The other issue is that for international students, it actually puts them in danger of going over their hourly requirement. They could get like completely, what's the word? Like, I don't know.
Violate
their
Violate their
Yeah.
visa. They could lose their visa status by allowing that. So if we allowed them to do that, when they unknowingly did that, they could lose their visa all because we just were being a little careless with managing their employment follow-up.
Is this like only like hourly position and stuff? Because like, aren't like, I guess, for example, for student senate, like, it's a stipend, but we put in like multiple hours.
We expect you to put in a range of hours, so anywhere between 6 to 8. So Cole, like basically each organization advisor will have an hourly range that they'll assign to your position if you're in multiple, and there'll be a conversation, I'm sure, between Ellie, the advisor. In this case, it'd be Cole for student senate, but if it were, let's say, UCG, it'd be Linda. So then Linda and Ellie would talk about, well, this person works like 10 hours in like, I don't know, the SAB. And they also are like operating as the president of UCG. That's probably about like 8 to 10 hours. So they could either, pick up maybe 2 more hours from the SAB and then, continue being president, but they probably couldn't take another stipend position because you'd be hitting your max. Cole's got some additional info.
The other part, Senate's end, when you sign your agreement to serve, it says what your hour range is. So it says that during the summer, you will work this many to this many hours on average per week, and it's time you to police yourself with that, because you're right, the stipend pay is, what's the end result? Can you show me that you've accomplished? Where when you're paid hourly, it's, you're gonna have to have set responsibilities that are completed each day that you can quantify and say, this is what I did during my time, just.
that's right, at the office.
So like, the president's different. And then, the VPA will be different because they will be hourly, but like during the summer, or during the year, it's 10 to 12, I think, for your position, 12 to
Yeah.
15. So that's like the expectation of hours that you would work per week. If you go over, again, the responsibility is upon you to effectively manage your hours, because we're saying, here's the range that we give you. If you come in under, cool, it's actually probably okay to come in under versus going way
Yeah.
over.
And it used to be written that the president works 30 hours a week, so. But we're past those days, although it might still happen sometime. Back to Jada.
I was just gonna, if I can share a little bit. I
Yes.
know it is completely different for every organization too.
Yes.
I know volunteer center, obviously we have to have hourly positions because they are, it's volunteering. I know PAL, we have a strange kind of setup.
Right, yeah.
So for PAL, we have it where our president, vice president, and secretary positions are all stipend based. Because we kind of have in between seasons for our shows that it's really hard to keep track of hourly rates. But then we have our technical coordinator who is our hourly position.
Give us a sec.
So our technical coordinator is an hourly position because they work during the shows. And that is something that you can quantifiably put down hours for, basically. So it totally depends on what your organization is and how they're structured.
And PAL actually models what it's actually like they're out in the world, right? They pay the same way that, so like they use like the real world theater compensation like structure. So
Well,
like
that depends on we pay our student employees, somewhat competitive wages, not really super competitive.
Getting there, close.
Most-
Yeah.
Most college theater does not pay their students at all.
Yeah.
So we pay at least more than they do. It's a great experience too, but
Yeah.
separately from students that are hired on for the shows, there's also the officers for our club. And yeah, it's stipend based for the officers because we have times like over spring break up until now, we haven't had a show. So I've put in zero, I've put in hours for our club, but less than I did during the show. That kind of stuff.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, I had a clarification question, or I don't know if you know the answer to that. But like STEM Club or STEM Hub now, they have like clubs within their hub.
Mhm.
Can they do they have policies in place to mix up those fundings to their other clubs? And are there any other clubs who has like clubs within their clubs? Like,
so STEM Hub and STEM Center are two different entities. Or as far as I'm aware, completely different entities. They have some similarities with Kit and Carolyn are both the advisors for STEM Hub, and they're also people that help run the STEM Center. But the STEM Center is specifically what the STEM clubs are underneath. So STEM Hub is the organization
Right.
for the STEM Center, and STEM Voices and
Yeah.
MSS are both clubs separately also under the STEM.
They're like
Center. So they're two different things.
I do feel like Sean could probably answer it better.
but do they
That's-
get paid by SC? Like,
No.
No,
It's
they
a
don't.
BLT club.
So
funding,
clubs,
so-
clubs are just like any other club at the
Yeah.
school. They don't get funding from
Yeah.
STEM Hub
Mhm.
or the STEM Center.
Sure.
Yeah, so that won't be in today's budget
Yeah.
discussion. Okay, if there's nothing essential right now, I would like to call to question if no one's opposed to that, which means vote. Your eyes looked at me like, what is happening? Yeah, so no other essential questions at this moment? No? Okay. Okay, I don't see anything online. So with that, we should do a vote do we need to do a vote by roll call or are we like, we won't do a vote by unanimous consent. Vote by majority? Do you want me to do roll call?
Doesn't matter to me.
Okay, vote by majority. All those in favor of, okay, so who was the first person who made the motion? Who seconded it? That was Lindo? I thought it was you. Yeah, I had a feeling, yeah. So for the record, we'll
I'm gonna
keep it at
start
Nevea, so don't go coming at them.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, so for that, the motion made by Senator Crowder, seconded by VP Jackson Winters, was to approve the student activities budget as presented by the SAB reps, Jada Ramos and Kelly Feng. All those in favor of that motion, say aye or raise your hand.
Yay.
Count the room, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 online, 10 from Sierra. That's already Angel and Annette. Yeah, so that's already looking like it. Okay, put your hands down.
How many do you have total?
I don't know the count, but it's vote by majority, so we don't need the full number.
Okay.
Yeah, are there any opposed? I don't see anything online. Speak now or forever hold your opposition. No one's an opt today? Okay. Any abstentions? Seeing none, it might just be a majority.
Declan abstains.
Declan abstains. Okay, so it's not, it's still unanimous approval. Okay, with that, motion carries and unanimous approval of the SAB budget. So thank you, everyone. Let's give a that's like a band name, Jada Kelly Ellie. So, yes, with that, the next process and the steps is that it'll go to,
The district board.
the
right?
district board for approval, right? Yep, and so that'll happen not this board meeting in May, right?
It will probably be approved in June.
Oh, in June.
Yeah.
Okay.
Usually they don't approve budget. They
So
have
late.
It's presented in May, they have a series of listening sessions.
Are you presenting it to them?
Oh, no.
No. We're done. So like you don't,
Yeah.
yeah. Just so that part's done. So it's set and we'll see what happens.
What if it gets rejected? Then
I think
They're
that would be tough.
I don't think that they are scrutinizing this portion of the budget because it's not presented like it was today.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
presented as like a tiny little drop in the bucket of the entire college's
Mhm.
budget. So it's not even really.
I don't even think we're at 1% of the budget. I think we have a $360 million budget. We're not
Yeah.
at 1% of that. So we're less
So-
than 1% of the entire budget. Also, this isn't their funds, like we raised it ourselves, so there's like not a lot of scenarios where we would,
Not good.
yeah, not get it approved. There would have to be something wrong with it for it to happen, although it could happen, and what would happen in that case, I'm pretty sure it would, continue operating at last year's operating budget, right?
Okay,
That's
I have no
the,
idea, actually.
oh, okay. I
Oh,
thought
I
that was
haven't
the
thought
same.
about it. I don't wanna.
Yeah.
You don't want to think about it. I do think that, yeah, so it would be that.
That's why.
But-
Unfortunately.
Thank you guys so
Moving
much.
on.
Yeah.
I really
Thank you for coming.
appreciate your
Yeah.
time.
Wait, what? Perfect. Okay, with that, we can move on. Thank you. Team building activity, we have a really long meeting today, so we're not gonna have it. We had a lot of fun asking questions. That's our team building activity. So you're welcome for that.
I brought team
Oh.
building candy.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Okay,
that's our
Quinn,
team
okay,
development.
Quinn saves the day. If you wanna pass that around.
Yeah, I went to the Food Mart. I think it's called the Food Mart.
Thanks for coming, Ellie.
International.
Thank you.
See ya.
Fresh Mart.
Thank you for.
National
Thank you.
Market?
It's, yeah, the internet. It's
Fresh
the
Mart.
International Market, Fresh Mart. Yeah, that's it. Fresh Mart on University where the women used to be. And they were selling, foreign candies by the pound. And so I got a bunch of these Russian chocolates that have a squirrel on them.
Nice. Thank you,
You
Quinn.
know, honestly, you know what we could
You
do?
don't
This
think
is,
if you're not into candy, you can't read. That's.
this is almost like a celebration of Quinn's birthday, so we're a week early, but we're
Happy
not gonna have a
birthday,
meeting
Quinn.
next week, so happy birthday to you. You brought treats to yourself.
Happy
birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Quinn. Millie Matson. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, no.
Yay. We won't be here for his actual birthday, which you can disclose if you like, but it is soon, so.
Thank
How
you
do
for
you
the candy.
How do I know? I know things. I know things. Let's eat it.
Thank you, Quinn.
Oh,
Yeah, of course.
Thank
It
you.
was pretty good. That's like a 3 musketeers, but better.
That sounds
Thank
so
you.
funny.
Nah, just
You
looking.
keep making eye contact with me and laughing. What's going on?
He's calling you out, Harry.
What's going on?
Is there any disclosures and recusals?
He's talking,
I don't see any, so
he's talking with you.
Oh, hold on. Declan just raised her hand online.
really?
Never mind,
Yes.
never mind.
Oh, okay. She already said that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I didn't see it. Okay, with that, oh wait. Now is my president report. Oh, damn it, where did it go?
Yeah, you didn't go in order.
Sorry. Reports from officers, advisors, standing committees, executive council, and president report.
We did team development first.
No, we just
That
did.
is a king.
Just goes to
I just do closure and recusals, don't say anything.
Oh.
I don't think there's team development.
No, this was the team
Oh,
development.
never mind.
Yeah, this was the team
Oh.
development, Quinn's birthday. Well, pre-birthday or post-birthday, who knows? Okay, moving on, executive council president report, as I promised Annette. Here is the MOU. MOU stands for Memorandum of Understanding. This was talking about how an MOU could be used for nursing program petition transparency. Purpose of the MOU, an MOU between Madison College's School of Nursing and students or representative from the student body, like student senator trio group, could outline expectations for the petition process, clear expectations, define eligibility criteria, deadlines, and evaluation metrics, clarify waitlist policies and what influences priority, share information about appeals, reapplications, and support services, increase student trust in the process through formal communication, and then sample components of a nursing petition MOU. It could include introduction and intent, eligibility requirements, petition timeline, selection process, communication protocol, commitment to equity and access. You can read through the points. It is all in the SharePoint now, so you can read on that on your own time. Why this matters. For many, the petitioning process feels like a locked door with no window. An MOU is that window, and maybe even the key. It says, we see you, we hear you, and we're holding ourselves accountable to fairness. It doesn't just benefit students, it also helps the college reduce appeals and confusion, empower advising staff, show a commitment to inclusion and transparency. I think what we will do is send that to the dean and associate dean of the nursing program, as well as the campus manager, and maybe even that student. Honestly, yeah, we put Kristen on there as well. So that they can see this, and hopefully maybe over the summer they can develop something so that when enrollment comes around for the winter semester or spring semester, I mean to say, then hopefully it'll be done by then. It might not be done by then. It might take more than a year for it to come out. But I think, making progress on this, like starting something is very important. And at least, making progress on something is something that we can be proud of. So thank you, Annette, for writing this up. I think part of it was written up by ChatGPT though, maybe, because I recognize that because I do
No,
that
I
sometimes.
said that.
So,
I
okay, well then
definitely said
I'm
I
just
said that I did.
outing myself. Never mind.
No, I was just
I
gonna
didn't
say,
know.
no, I put the criteria in there that I was looking for, and then I asked ChatGPT to make it look nice.
Okay, so you did. Okay, I'm like, I recognize
Yeah, I did. I
ChatGPT
put that
format when I see it.
Oh, yeah,
Okay, I'm not.
am I getting called out right now?
Yes, Lando, you are a robot. Just kidding. No, you're not. I was just kidding, because you're studying AI, that's why. it's supposed to be
Exactly,
fun.
that's fine.
Yeah. Do you have a question?
What
Yeah,
does MOU stand
exactly.
for?
Memorandum of Understanding.
Oh, like a union or?
Memorandum
it's
is
a-
memo, short for memo,
Okay.
a memorandum. So it's just like a document. Oh, Annette, you explain.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a non-legal binding document, which I think is the most important part. That means that there's no legal repercussions on any part, but it's a good way of being very transparent. And when you're building a relationship with someone or with an organization, for example, does that help you to understand it better?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like a written
More
promise. Think of it that way. It's a promise you make to someone.
It's a
You
promise,
Write it
yeah, I
out and
know.
you're like, you didn't follow this.
Right.
Now I'm gonna take out.
It's like a contract.
Yeah, like a contract, but not because
But
it's
you're
not
not
legally binding,
legal,
so
yeah.
it's not a contract.
Yeah, legally binded.
It's one step closer to a contract, but it's not. So that's the important takeaway. There's that. The other things that we have going on, there's like a few more bills I would like to see passed. A bill on, outlining what it means to write a bill or resolution, which is basically that we should read everything out loud, and the process for, bringing it to the Senate. I'm just having the clearer expectations about that in the bylaws. The other thing I'd like to see is a resolution on, student experiences, being counted for, when you apply to Madison College after graduation. And then the last bill, is changing the student success awards. Right now it's capped at 6 months.
Yeah.
We wanted to change it to 3 months. And we also wanted to inquire at under what scenarios could we allow 3 people to be selected?
Oh.
Because currently only 2 can be
Yeah.
selected.
For the Senate or?
Yes,
Yeah.
for the Senate.
And it said, vice presidents aren't eligible.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
I think
We're
it
not.
makes- But
Oh.
we get so much more compensation.
Mhm.
I think that makes sense. Personally,
Oh, yeah,
that's how I see
that
it.
makes sense.
Yeah, or it could be a separate one for vice president, but
Yeah.
yes,
Are we gonna do a bill on like advisors and stuff?
that'll be a discussion for the SAB. That'll come up later. So, good, you're being very, oh, my word of the day, precocious.
I don't know what that means.
You predicted the future. You anticipated
Or
my.
something, like,
my
how did
moves.
they vote for that?
Let's stick with this and then we'll come back to it. I didn't hear what you said, but that's everything I got. Just keeping that in mind. I probably went over time, so that's it. Any questions?
No.
Okay, thank you so much.
If you want to address, there's a comment made in the chat. If you want to respond.
I didn't get this chance to see you sharing it. A bill on how to make a bill? Yeah, it is. It is a bill on how to make a bill. Yes, it is that.
And then Declan asked if we could move to make this first.
A resolution instead of a bill?
No, Declan's asking if
For the
we
memorandum.
can, if he wants a motion or move to format the MOU as a resolution or the acceptance of that.
You could do that. There'd be nothing binding us to do that. If we wanted to vote on it. I think someone can just do it. Declan, I would rather someone do it than someone motion to do it. You know what I mean? Like, rather than we spend the time to vote on it. If you want to do it, I would just do it. So I
Okay,
could
sounds
work
good.
on
Who
that.
wants to co-author that? I mean, I feel like the people
Yeah.
who put the most work in should be credited first and foremost. So I would be willing to co-author that with someone.
I feel like Annette
Yeah.
basically already wrote it, so it'd just
I
be
can do it.
turning her words
Mhm.
into a resolution.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe Annette should be the primary author on that, and then I can co-author.
Well,
it.
we should ask Annette for that. So Annette, are you okay
Yeah.
with taking on that extra work? You kind of already donated a
I am.
body of work. Okay, so
Okay.
you can all work on that
Yeah.
in the background. So,
Yeah, what I
um,
mean to say is that I would take it and format it, and Annette would be credited as the primary author because she already wrote it.
Aw,
Okay.
very
Thank you,
scientific. Okay, moving on. Administration Finance Committee, Senator Dirk, do you have anything quick from club committee on Monday?
Last meeting,
Yes, very quick.
quick. Oh, I was not at the meeting.
Perfect.
unfortunately,
No report.
so I don't have a report.
Legislative affairs.
Yeah, well, let's make it quick. We had a record vote. We break the records since last year. So right now, as of today, or as of right now, we have 232 applications.
240.
240 applications.
Since I told
Votes.
So the ratio is like we're getting 10 votes or more than 10 votes every 1 hour.
Oh my god.
So that's great.
Right?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then
All
all,
night?
huh?
All
All
night.
night.
All night,
Yeah,
until,
I get 15 votes after 1 AM every day for some
Oh.
I wake up to get my kids and I'm like, oh, look, more people are voting in the election.
Did I vote between 10 PM and midnight? Yes.
what's it called?
Oh,
So, yeah, and then, last year, the record was 187, or sorry, 156 call or 187?
187.
187 for last year.
Yes.
This year, probably gonna get around like, hopefully 250 or something.
250.
Yeah, I don't know. And then the ballots are gonna be closed on 12 PM tomorrow, right?
At night,
At night. Oh, sorry.
No.
Yeah. And then
afternoon?
after,
Yeah,
before,
11
yeah,
9 a.m.
yeah.
Midday.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
So at 12 PM and then I call it before I go.
Yeah, so technically tomorrow morning is the only day to promote yourself. And then, yeah, that's it. I want to thank, VP Nevea for, tabling this week and her committee for, tabling outside the student life. Other than that, I yield for my report.
Perfect. Thank you. Team Development Committee, VP Salifu. No report. Perfect. For Public Relations Committee, VP Jackson Winters.
I'm sharing a slide. Oh,
Would it help to come back to, oh no, because you're next.
I'm next.
You're next.
Yeah, let me quick find.
Okay, wait, in the meantime, reports from special select committees, student activities board, Senator Dirks, actually say the words.
No report.
Perfect. Is there anyone
I
else
have a
who can
question.
talk while he?
Did you get, from the refrigerator, for the campus?
That'll come later.
Oh,
in his
I
other
oh.
talked to Annette. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna be.
Okay, textbook affordability, while Cole pulls that up, Senator Sierra Brunner, do you have anything from textbook affordability? They didn't give us any numbers yet, did they?
Not yet.
Oh, okay,
I have no report.
okay. And their next meeting, are they meeting before tax season deadline or after? I can go to it if it's after.
That's what it's all about.
Honestly, yeah,
It
it
is
is. It's before. Okay, well, I can't go.
Okay.
That's okay. Are you ready?
Yeah, I just got to confirm this is what they wanted me to pull up. There's the links.
Okay, student parent support group, Senator Crowder. Do you have anything for student parent support?
We met yesterday and we are still in the process of finalizing the policy so that it can be sent to the next party. We're
Okay.
really close.
I know Donna Jost is coming to us soon, so, okay, we'll resume after, we'll come back to Andy afterwards, but for now, we'll come back to public relations.
I have to stand up. So this is the slide that, public relations is working on. We can go next. It's still in work in progress. So this is, the first is what is public relations, what we do, and then
Do we to present it? Is that what you're hoping
Yeah,
for?
can you present it?
I don't know if I get to.
Let me see if I can.
Yeah.
I think you can touch the screen.
Yeah.
It's Jada.
And then here's some of the posters
There's
we made
Declan's
for
poster.
2024, 2025, and then here. Next. And then the advice from former PR committee. And that's
Oh,
work in
smiley.
progress. My thing, I'm gonna be talking about what, I'm gonna be talking about, what I did and my thought process and stuff like that. And then everybody's gonna be talking about something that they enjoyed,
I love it.
something that they enjoyed, something they want, to be improved and you can just skip it.
We need responses from Stacy, we need responses from Angel, we need responses from Andy.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, things that we wanted to work on, but we didn't get the chance to work on, so that's gonna be there. Next. and then
Yeah,
Good luck.
good luck.
Thank you very much. Do you have any commentary or feedback? I don't see anyone, so I will say that, I know the first portion of it, very well designed, the portion that's like is completed, they're very clearly completed, like, yeah, the words are all set nicely, the design, the composition is all there, so I'm very impressed with that portion of it, so I know that when it's finished, the quality of the product will be very high, continue on, into the future and be a template for the next one too. Quinn, and then,
Are committees doing something like that?
maybe we should be.
Should we all be? Yeah.
I think we should.
Well, so I'll talk about stuff like that in my report here in a second.
The transition.
Sure, come back to
Go
me.
ahead.
Okay.
I also wanted to say I was really inspired by Declan because he made like a report for the public advisory, and that's
Yeah.
what inspired me to make my.
Yeah.
So clap for Declan.
Student Merit Award winner in our hearts. Okay.
Yeah, I had an idea, everyone. It's sorts like the public relation stuff. I was just thinking about it yesterday. So Cole, I didn't talk to you about it before, but what are you gonna do after your report today? Step out of the room, and then well, hold on.
I know what's happening.
Well, hold on. Yeah, step out of the room and come with a camera towards the room, and then enter in, and then we will not be looking at the camera. So we will be just talking to each, like doing our normal business, and then just Cole, you're gonna come in the room while we're like doing our normal business, okay?
I wish you did it when Jada was here.
Well,
That
our
would've
guests
been
were
nice.
here, yeah.
No, I actually think that would have been good.
Yeah,
Because then,
After I'm done talking?
well, yeah, after your report,
Okay,
but
sounds good.
yeah, do you understand now? So,
As much as I can.
well, so once Cole come in, don't look at the camera. We wanna just act as normal as we are.
everyone
So,
looking for fighting. about
so we can
something.
post it on social media.
That's normal speed.
Yeah, yeah. Does it make sense?
I love how it opened with Cole, step out of the room.
Yeah.
That was fun.
All right, my turn.
Declan's got a fan club. Okay, oh yeah, to Cole now.
Awesome. First, no, I'm not requiring all committees to do transition stuff, but every single vice president, you're expected to do some kind of a transition document material for the next person that comes in, however you want that to look, great, just be there to help. Communication coordinator, appreciate that, thank you.
Yeah.
Keep voting, please. We are getting tons of votes in. I am excited. It is a close race across all bouts. And Doug, I believe is approved. I'm gonna finalize it tomorrow. We will announce full election results next week through the Clarion e-newsletter.
Wow.
I would like to get that out there as quick as I can with that, so I'm kind of excited for that. And then we'll obviously announce more as we get to our next meeting, but I'll make sure that y'all obviously get the results and everything that come from that.
Mhm.
The two things I need from you all, and I'm gonna look online and at y'all. First, Student Success Award. So if you didn't know, we got like 17 nominations in for Student Senate to be Organization of the Year. So we've been invited to attend the Student Success Awards. It is Tuesday, April 22nd, from 2 to 4:30 PM in D1630. I know that I'm going.
Yeah.
Kai said you'll be there. Nohaya is presenting.
Mm-hmm.
Nevaeh is doing photography, and then I was gonna ask Hassan, are you gonna be there?
Yeah.
Hassan will be there. Anybody else be there in person that I can RSVP for, because I do have to give a count for RSVP, so I'm gonna start in person here, so.
Annette said yes too.
All right,
Go.
I'll
Annette
give
in
her
person.
one second.
Independent.
Yeah.
I got Brent,
So did the student senate get nominated finally, or?
we
Nominated.
were nominated, I don't know who won.
Yeah.
I'm not in agreement with any of that.
When are we gonna know that?
Not
I thought you said.
When we When are we gonna know that?
I have the awards.
Huh?
No worries.
That's the award.
I won't have
Oh.
it.
They announced it.
I'm not gonna say something.
So, okay, anybody else in person?
I have the
I got
power.
it. So, I have Brent,
It's great.
and everybody bring it back. Thank you, Landon. Anybody else able to attend in person 2 to 4:30 on the 22nd? Quinn,
Quinn.
Andy,
Andy.
okay?
Declan, question mark?
Yeah, all right, so people online, Annette, I saw that you will
Yes,
be there.
Annette.
Stacy,
Thank you. Stacy will be there. I got you.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, I know what you're doing. My bad.
2 to 4:30, right?
Yes, 2 to 4:30.
room?
D1630, and I'll get you all this information as well. Anybody else online? I have from online realm is Annette and Stacy so far. Declan, did you have your hands up? Thank you. Sorry, I probably missed you. Anybody else? Yay. All right, I'm gonna submit this then for the time being. Sierra, got you. If something changes, you can let me know. Yeah. My last thing I need to ask is the final Wisconsin Student Government Meeting is happening on Friday, April 25th, so same week. It's on that Friday. We will be in Stevens Point all day. I'll be going. Kyle will be going. Annette will be going. Lando will be going as our governor. Does anybody else want to attend this? I'll drive you up. They'll have food there, stuff like that. But this is my one call out because I have to also get a large enough vehicle. You wanna go?
When do we have to let you know?
I have to verify the date.
Gotcha. You can let me know by when our next Senate meeting would be next week, because I have to tell Mid-State by the following Tuesday.
Okay.
So I'll give you the time frame. If you have till next Thursday, 4:30 PM, let me know if you want to attend.
We have several people online, so let me get to them first. So Declan, Sierra, Stacy, are you raising your hand saying that you're gonna go? Is that what you're saying? Is everyone online saying that they want to go to this WSG meeting?
Yeah.
So saying yes, so Declan. But
Yes.
I just wanted to mention that this is a good meeting for anyone to go to if they're interested in being the governor next year, too.
Yeah.
You'll learn a lot about WSG if you go. Yeah.
Oh, son. Okay.
Hassan's going? Okay.
Might be a
Nadia,
big group.
you had your hand up?
I was wondering, what type of food will they have?
Standard like sandwiches.
yeah, they do ask for dietary restrictions, so I do provide the dietary.
It's like sandwiches and salad.
Yeah.
Go, Andre, say sign me up.
Who said?
Andre?
And chocolate
Angel.
cookies.
Yeah. he
And
said
it's
sign me up.
Yeah, I think so.
25th.
It's on the 25th.
25th, Friday, April 25th.
It's a Friday.
Yeah.
That's not for work.
So currently, besides the normal people who are gonna go, I have Declan, Sierra, Stacy, Hassan, Angel, and Brent. You have until next Thursday, 4:30 to let me know. It's a big fucking group, so that means I gotta go get a bigger vehicle, or you might have to drive a vehicle as well, one or two. Are you good with that?
I mean, if you pay me back money, then yeah.
Comp your gas.
Mileage, yeah, or gas, honestly.
Yeah, because I'll rent the vehicle, so I just need a secondary driver, because that's a lot of people.
I'll go.
Not goes well, okay. All right,
Yeah,
so I'm gonna
big
close this
group.
one out. If,
Excited.
so both sides, if you want to
Yeah,
attend,
that-
let me know. If you're going to back out, let me know by next week Thursday.
Yeah,
So I don't include you in my count. All right, I yield my report.
Perfect.
Angel, I got you.
And then remember, come in with your camera.
Yes, I'll come in with my camera here in a moment and go to the bathroom, and then I'll.
Okay, going back in the order of things to inclusion and belonging coordinator report from Senator Moreno.
So we're just getting started, a lot of brainstorming. We're about to get in contact with people and about it.
Talked to our friend here today, right? Actually, I don't know why I pointed there because she's not here anymore, but Jada.
Jada, yeah.
Jada,
I
yeah.
already talked to her, yeah.
Yeah, see, I know you know her because you're part of me there. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And you know Annette too, right? Oh, one sec. You know Annette too,
Yeah.
right? Okay, just making sure. Okay.
What clubs are you gonna get, connected with?
So the ones here, I can pull up the list. This was just like initial, well, I'm like personally connected to most. I was brainstorming with Jada, so Mi
Nice.
Gente, VSU, NASA, ASA, and then MSS, which is the new club. So we'll see, but still, we have some we're still considering some other options too, but for right now, that's like our base.
Mhm.
Who's on your committee and what are your times?
He doesn't have a committee.
Oh.
No, he works like a lone wolf.
Oh.
Yeah.
That does it all on his own.
You wanna try UCG?
I can put that down, yes.
Yes, because Linda is the advisor of UCG, and I think she will say yes for that.
And Princess, Nidhi, and Sophia are
Yes,
and
Linda Lee.
Ames. Yeah.
that is IE, yes, and I'm working there, so I can connect you with Linda.
Yeah. Do you know Princess, Nidhi,
Oh, yes, I do.
Ames, Sophia? Okay, yeah. Those are like the big people who plan all the cultural events on campus. I think most of them are coming back next year. Is Princess? I think she's graduating.
I don't think so.
I think she's graduating.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Or you don't think? She,
I know most of them.
Oh, but you know them at least, yeah. So you can connect with them. Luis too. Luis. I don't know.
Yeah,
why
I
I
know
Oh,
mentioned
yes,
Luis.
Luis will say
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I know
So
Luis,
Luis is a good person to get in contact with. Any other questions for Andy? When we give them any other work, we can give them work. We have the power to do that. No? Okay. Oh, you're lucky today.
Would you like to do some accounting homework?
Okay, not accounting. Okay, we have one more question from Annette and then we'll move on. Annette, what was your question?
Wait, everybody fixed the
More of a
chairs?
comment, I was just gonna let
Yeah,
Andy know
make sure
that,
everything looks
the
good
issue
for-
is- Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Yeah, keep talking.
Okay, I was just gonna let Andy know.
We're not
that
ready.
Oh.
is planning, minority.
Oh my God.
Health Month for April. We're gonna have an event, that second to last Tuesday. And we're actually sending out emails right now inviting clubs and organizations to participate. We first contacted the nursing program, but similar to what we had last year, except for it's gonna be more of a health fair. And then there's gonna be information about, disparities that exist with health, dental and mental health care, for minority students, or minorities in general.
You know, this gives me a good idea that there is a student organization on campus. I believe it's called HOSA, Health Occupation Student Association. We should probably get in touch with them, and they probably have enough connections with nursing students that we can stay in touch with because they're going to clubs. They just aren't able to be part of something like Student Senate. Maybe that's the liaison position that you're mentioning. Maybe we talk to a person in that club and have them like be dedicated, like a senator be dedicated to that issue, talk about nursing organizations or whatever that is. Well, let's follow up on that, Annette. Not this meeting, but
This is actually an event that I was just trying to let
Oh.
Andy know. And
Sorry, I thought it was an
everyone know about.
organization.
That's in the process of being planned. We did it last year and we're doing it again this year, but with some more information. And we've already gotten in touch with the nursing program and they're gonna get back to us next Tuesday to let us know if some students are able to participate. But I wanted to let Andy know, in Senate, because I'll probably send an email out to Senate,
Yeah.
seeing if there's anything Senate wants to do to be involved. Thank you.
yeah, can you loop me and Andy in those emails? Poll too.
I definitely can.
Thank you so much. Okay, moving on. Public Safety Advisory Committee, Senator Rafter.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get through everything.
Hi, so I'm just going to resend the meeting work notes link in the chat for people. I attached it earlier, but I want to make sure that's something people can access while I'm speaking and then afterwards. So today we discussed a little bit more in depth about the formatting of the aforementioned blue cards, which would be a synopsis of public safety protocols. We talked about adding QR codes onto ID cards potentially. That QR code would link to either our own summary or public safety summary of what to do in the event of a list of emergencies. We went ahead and identified how large that card would need to be if we made our own card, and then how we might incorporate that into an ID card. We talked about accessibility for those without smartphones, so it's really important to actually have a physical copy of some variety. And then what we would include. So we created little blurbs in the meeting work notes for each kind of emergency, mostly like proximity, evacuation, specifically medically emergencies, stuff like that. And then we decided which phone numbers that we would include if we were to make the blue card. So I see Annette had her hand up at one point. Did you want to add a comment to that?
I didn't have my hand up for that. I was trying to put it down. But if you want to, I don't know if you can show people the sample card that we were looking at.
Yeah, we can. Do you want to share your screen or should I, or what do you want, Declan?
Yeah, so I can just go ahead and really quickly pull that out of the other chat. And then I'll be able to show you. Hold up a second, and then I'll get that to you. So that's going to be in the facial way. Okay, here's Senate. I will pull it up in a second. I have to go ahead and find it and then show it to you, unless you have it open.
Do it. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. That would be great. Thanks, Annette.
Now that I'm not in the car, finally.
Yeah, and if you wanted to talk through that, because I know
I'll
you
drop it
provided
in the
that
chat.
initially. So
1 second here. So I can start to talk to you guys about it. You guys don't need to see my messy table, do you? It's really messy.
No, just keep talking.
Basically, it's a card that it had a oh my god, because I'm trying to do multiple things at once. Okay, hang on a second. Let me go to the chat first. And then
Why don't you, instead of multitasking, look for that, let us know when you're ready. Hassan, you were very active during that meeting.
Yeah, well, that card is gonna be like the red card. It's gonna say some statements, well, when there's gonna be active shooting, God forbid, or there's fire happening on the campus, like what procedures to follow, hide, run, and seek, or find the nearest exit, stuff like that. We're looking front and back, putting a QR code thing on that card. So we're just like finalizing the design yet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, and then back to you, Annette. Oh, sorry, did you have your hand up? Something quick?
Yeah, I also suggested using like a lanyard potentially.
What's a lanyard? Like a
It's
classic
like a,
cover?
like the thing that goes around your neck, and it's like the little key.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, the
Oh,
store.
I know, I'm trying to think of all those.
Store the card as well. And you can put your student ID, your Senate card in there as well. That way you have it all sort of in the same general spot.
Yeah, like a chain.
And then Annette shared a picture on the chat. It's blue, code red. These are mostly used in hospitals and what's so not. But we can actually like try to convert that in more schooler environment, I guess. Yeah.
yeah, this particular one we use at the House of Wellness, which is a combination of a youth center, a fitness center, a clinic, and a number of other things. There's a lot. And so what's nice about it is that there's a PA system, even though we don't seem to have one at Madison College, and someone can call out this, and this is literally on the back of the badge. And then everyone knows what it is. And then we have a location where the actual policy is. And then we also they do little quizzes every now and then to make sure people know it, and whoever like responds the quickest will get little prizes.
Like one of the things I feel like people don't know where's the nearest exit or where's the nearest stairs, like in case of fire or any active shooting or anything like that, they will still be waiting for the elevator. They don't know that there's stairs behind these elevators. And then once they get down, they will still assume that the only gate to go outside the college is like the parking lot gate, which since there's like so many exits around the campus. So I feel like yeah, like exit the college or something.
Okay, I think that's it for now. I think next meeting on the 17th, we can give you like a dedicated space to like present everything. Does that sound good, Declan? I know you're not here in person, but does that sound good to you? Like, would you like that time? Would you be ready by the 17th? Would you want the 24th? What does your time look like?
I would like it to be considered by the PR committee and then one more time by the PSAC. So if that fits within that timeline, then I'm good with that.
Let's have it set for tentatively the 24th. Tentatively. And then you have a week later to present at that last meeting if you really want to. Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Okay, because we're not meeting next week, Thursday. Okay, with that, we can move on. Reports from regional metro campuses. Reedsburg, Senator Stacey Broner. Got anything first from Reedsburg?
Yes, I met with Linda Spencer today, and we went over things that we were thinking about to help Reedsburg campus. And she was thinking like some of the things I brought up at past meetings, like food truck, and have like possibly Pizza Ranch come to the campus one to two times a week
Pizza Ranch.
to do buffet style pizza, salads, or the food truck just for like the first 10 weeks of class, because after that 10-week mark, the campus kind of dies out because all the nursing students are in clinicals. And then she was telling me how like Student Life has some activities going on through like April, and she does it like beginning, middle, and end of the semester, like tie-dye, doing the tie-dye days, food, snacks, long games, lots of fun things. And it's just for like one day in each of the months. Uh, therapy dogs during midterms to help the students kind of decompress from, taking their midterms and, you know, relax and everything. And one thing she did mention, and she's been trying to do, and it's kind of like she says, she's kind of like, this is a hill that she's willing to die on, trying to get the general classes back to Reedsburg campus because students would save money. So they're not like to getting their gen eds done. And those who need like the extra developmental like class help, like English, math, social studies, just to bring up their GPAs would be wonderful. And they get more kids into that campus. Doing scavenger hunts for like gift cards to get students more engaged. And on that scavenger hunt, whatever was used, whether it's a shamrock, a heart, flowers, whatever, just put like little elephants, whatever, just put like little bits of info about Student Senate. So that way the students that are finding them will see what's going on and Student Senate and like what we do. And that'll get them more interested in Student Senate. They do have like spaces set aside for like mental health decompression that students can use, like any empty classroom or the mother's room for that to, just get comfortable, relax before the next class or before they go home. She mentioned in like 2026, they're doing a refresh for the nursing lab and simulators, which is needed. But long term, like in the next 3 to 6 years, they would like to see an expansion done on the Reedsburg campus to make more room for like the nursing labs and like the EMT simulators and, be able to have more classes there because there's not a lot of storage room there. And she thought about they would like to get like those healthy vending machines there, like that farm lunch vending that we have at the Truex campus. Get that there. There is no cafeteria at the regional campus, and that the healthy vending would be better than like just snacking throughout the day.
Okay.
So,
Oh, sorry.
yeah, that's pretty much, all that, we went over, and she's going to contact Pizza Ranch and get back to me and see like what the cost would be for that and go from there. Yeah, and that's all for my report.
Thank you. Very detailed report. Can we get that written down? I think that was the big thing. Like, I really wanted, Lando, when you wrote that down on the refrigerator, it became very easy for, not here, Annette to work on that and send it to the facilities and plant, FPIC, council, Facilities Planning and Investment Council. Can you write that down? Because I think it'd be very easy for people to follow up once it's like in a written report. That'll save a lot of people the time when we send it out. Because you'll know it best, and I think it'll be good coming from the Reedsburg senator. So I think that'd be really good to send to the campus manager. I always forget her name. It's not. It's Linda. Linda, there we go. Yeah, if you could send that to Linda and put me and Cole on that, I think that would help a lot. It might help make things go faster.
Linda Spencer or different Linda?
No, Linda Spencer. Yeah, we had that whole thing today. Like, is it Linda Lee? No, it's not Linda Lee. Linda Spencer. So yes.
Okay, yeah, I can type it all up and then I can like send it to Linda Spencer. And then you said also Cole?
Yeah, put me and Cole on that, just so we can
Okay.
look at it, and then we can talk to other people about making this happen, because those community partnerships are very possible. BPA made a partnership with Ian's Pizza, so we're doing a lot of stuff with Ian's Pizza now. They gave us free pizza, so maybe they would, Pizza Ranch can too.
Okay.
Yes, and the other thing I'd like to mention is that, as of today, new policy from ELT, we no longer need approval from catering. So we can actually make those purchases because they got the word on the street, this is speculation, that they just got tired of us sending all the emails to get food off campus. So they're like, okay, like, please, like, change this rule. We don't want to deal with you anymore. That's my speculation. I don't know if it's true or not, but that is changed. We are now allowed to order outside of it. It still goes under food accounts and you're still restricted by the food. You still have to turn in the receipt, but you no longer have to request from catering for that. So they still ask that you use it, but if you don't want to, you don't have to. So there we go. Okay, moving on to Watertown. I was gonna share Annette's report MOU in Watertown, but I did it during my report. So, okay, no report. Moving on to Portage. Do you have anything for Portage, Senator Crowder?
Just that I talked to the VP of regional campuses about building some partnerships with the local libraries. And so I'm starting off with making I created an introduction email for Shauna in the Baraboo Library, and then from there, director of that library is going to introduce her to the other ones that are Reedsburg and Portage to see if there's some things that they can do together in the report.
And a report, thank you. Fort Atkinson, Senator Dirks.
No report.
No report, okay. Goodman South, I have something from that, is that I wrote up and sent Cole a list of the issues from our Goodman South Town Hall. At some point, we need to follow up with them, with Tina and the new now Mark Thomas, because the two of them are kind of like, I know Mark's officially the campus person, but Tina, spent so much time on there. I feel like having her part of it. It's also student issues, so I think it makes sense to have both Tina and Mark on that. So let me follow up with them after the election. So that's like a next week issue, and then we'll have a lot of time without the meeting. So that's just one letting everyone know. So if anyone has any reports from their town hall they'd like to send to me before I send that to them, please do that. Otherwise, I have things written down from my experiences. Okay, moving on, reports from College Assembly Governance Council. So here's what I want to do. In our next meeting on the 17th, we have a lot of things on our agenda. I think there's a couple of things we could wait on, and then we can have a little bit longer meeting, but I think some things do need to get tabled. I'm thinking we table reports from College Assembly, have that on the next meeting, just that. And then we talk about the General Center application, because Vincent came here today. He came prepared. Hassan is also prepared to deliver that oath if approve you. So I don't want you to wait on that. We also have the bill. I'd like that to be talked about, because if we're gonna offer alternates, it needs to be done now. So I think we can suspend the WTCS refund policy and the stipend review, and then I will send out a video explaining those processes that you can watch it, and because we won't be able to talk about it on April 10th. So
I motion.
You're okay with that? Motion made, second made from BP Jackson Winters. Do we have any discussion on that? Annette, does that work for you? I feel like you'd be the one to say something here.
Oh, I was actually going to say FPIC, no report. So, but yes, that works for me.
Oh, okay, perfect. Well, with that, do we have any further discussion, or is that, the motion is to table WTSS refund, all the College Assembly reports, chair governance reports, WTSS refund policy, and the stipend review, and I'll send out a video on the stipend review that you will watch and complete, because you want your money. I know everyone's gonna do it.
Yeah.
So we're all good?
Sure.
Okay, well then with that, a vote of unanimous approval. If no one's opposed, this motion carries in 5, 4, 3, 2, no one's opposed, 1. Okay. Motion carries, those items are tabled. So moving on to general senator application, that'll be Vincent Mendoza Fernandez. Please come up to the center of the room. Let us know when you're ready. For Hassan, just letting you know, we tabled a couple of items. We're just going to work on Vincent, and then we'll have a discussion of the bill and hopefully get out. No, I don't want to be here too late.
Are you gonna keep track of time, or you want me to?
Yeah, is it 3 minutes we decided on?
No, 2 minutes for him to speak, 3 minutes for Q&A.
Thank you. Let us know when you're ready. I will turn the timer on when you are ready. Oh, and just a little welcome. So Vincent, are you, what is your involvement on campus? Just a quick introduction, who you are and how you're involved on campus?
All right, so my name is Vincent.
Good.
It's my third semester. One of the main ways I'm actually involved on campus is I work as a student navigator.
Right.
So I give tours to like student prospects, I guess.
Okay.
People who are thinking about coming to school, talk to parents, stuff like that.
Yeah, he's been coming to our Senate for 4 meetings now, and that's why he's joining us. So let us know when you are
Oh, I'm
ready.
also in Men of Excellence, which is a
Oh.
sort of rise.
I am too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you know each other?
Yes, we've shared a class before, so
Oh,
yeah.
okay, did you go into the trip too?
Yeah.
Yes.
You went,
Yeah.
okay, perfect. That's cool. Okay, let us know when you're ready.
All right. Yeah, I'm ready.
Boom, time going.
So first off, I want to say thank you guys for having me. Thank you guys for being welcoming. I really appreciate it. Thank you for letting me talk. My name is Vincent. I'm interested in the position of a student senator because I want to make a positive impact by helping to make the college experience of students better. I feel as a senator, I should be able to listen to the concerns of students and either help them to the best of my ability or connect them with somebody who can. Through some past jobs, I've learned to handle challenges and help people in tough situations. I think these skills would help me advocate for students and work towards change. I would like to find new ways to improve student engagement, which would hopefully lead to stronger connections to the school. Lastly, I would love to help spread awareness on the valuable resources that the school offers that I'm very sure students aren't aware of. So I'd like to do that on a larger scale. Yeah. That's it.
That's it.
Thank you.
Okay. We can now move into the timed portion of the event. So as we've been doing all throughout the year, the first question is, what are your strengths and weaknesses?
I kind of mentioned it a little bit, but I'm gonna go into more of the detail. I think a strength of mine is actually I like helping people in whatever way I can, even if it's in a small way. And if I can't help them, I like to connect them with somebody who can, or I like to learn with them, and I like to I don't give up. I try to help them. That's like once I set my mind to it, I try to do my best. And my weakness is sometimes sometimes I can't help people, and accepting that is sometimes been hard. So yeah, a weakness is accepting that I can't help them.
Okay, thank you. Do we have further questions for Mr. Vincent? Yeah.
Why do you want to join Student Senate? And then what do you hope to get out of the experience?
Oh, so I really hope to make students' life easier, which would hopefully lead to better improvement in school. So higher grades, stuff like that. I also hope to bare minimum spread awareness of the resources we have. So that's a main goal. Yeah. So
Are there any specific skills you're hoping to get out of it?
uh better people skills. I'd like to I'd like to be able to develop the skills to not only to work with students but staff, stuff like that.
Do we have another question? I don't see anything online. There's 1 minute left.
I'll ask one. So you said you were a navigator?
Yeah.
So you kind of introduced new students to the building.
Yeah.
Cool. So I guess, is there anything that you would like to do on Senate sort of related to what you're doing as a navigator? Maybe bringing on, telling new students about Senate and
Yeah.
that sort of thing?
Yeah, so whenever I can, I do mention it when I talk about student life. That's one of the things
Yeah.
I've started mentioning since since I started working there and since I started coming here. So
Okay.
Question for Mindy?
How else are you involved? Any clubs outside of just, Men of Excellence and then your experience working here?
26 left.
honestly, I'm not very involved. That's this semester I've actually been trying to be more involved because last semester I wasn't involved at all, and that's something I'd like to change. So
First step.
yeah.
Yeah, honestly. And one, boom. Okay, with that, thank you very much. You may be seated.
Thank you.
Everybody, you know the drill. Link is in the chat.
How many times have we done this? How many
I don't
people
know.
have we inducted throughout the semester?
I gotta count.
It's like
Extra bonus.
almost
Every two.
nine,
Almost 10.
almost 10. Okay, I would wanna.
So, is it not showing up?
No, I got it.
No.
Oh,
on the
this
TV.
on the QR code on the screen. There's a link in there though.
Yeah, I dropped the link in the chat, so please do that. I don't know why it's not.
Got it? Or no?
That's weird. And I'm even using my computer this time to share.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Did you check the chat or?
Can you give me the?
QR code?
Yeah.
Or maybe it's frozen.
Or can you like pop it into the chat?
Worked for me.
Oh wait, no, that wouldn't.
Do it.
No, the
link
link
works.
works in that, but the QR code, he's trying to get the QR code on the screen, but apparently it just goes like this.
Here, you. It's fine.
I put the QR code legitimately in the chat.
There we go. Let me share my screen.
Yeah, that's
I
weird.
think I can do it.
I don't like Teams.
Yeah, Teams is a weird interface.
All right, 30 seconds.
Why the link is not working for me?
Oh.
Oh.
You might be able to
I'm
scan.
like, oh my God, there we go.
Oh, we have today.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's some people online. I think everyone is there but 2 people, so it should be 14 people.
15.
15? Oh,
Everyone voted. You got to review it.
great. Oh, legs. Sit. What?
That's what.
Wow.
Ready to go home and have some lovely home.
Yeah, you're so great. All righty, we will kind of close it on now. So, in overwhelming majority votes, I'd like to introduce Vincent Mendoza Fernandez as our new senator. Congratulations. Look at, come on up. And
You want to bring? Yes, I was just about to.
or do you want me to?
Hey, hold the wool?
Yes.
Yeah, make me.
Okay. I invite Vincent Mendoza Fernandez to be sworn in as senator, to come to the front of the room. I'll read the oath of office, then call you, Vincent, to affirm the oath of office. Please place your left hand on the air to affirm the oath and raise your right hand. Once you've been sworn in,
One hand here.
please talk to advisor Collier Corteo to sign your agreement to serve in the near future. When you're done taking the oath, please continue on the meeting with us as a new senator. You solemnly swear to do your civic duty, to serve your college, your community, and most importantly, your fellow students in a democratic fashion. You swear to treat all people equally and fairly, and that you will strive to create student senate which is welcoming to everyone. Do you swear to listen, speak out, and act in which way will empower all students? Vincent, having heard the oath of office, do you swear to carry all of these tasks as of your best ability as a general senator?
Yes, I do.
Congratulations, Vincent.
Picture
I was recording a video.
Okay,
Oh.
picture them.
Oh, yeah.
Two. I'll go ahead and do this.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead here.
Hi, do you want to come here also?
Well, yeah, first that. Wait, the other
Do
side.
you want to hold the flag?
Yeah. Okay, this is a photo op.
Can I make a quick announcement?
Sure.
Okay, so quick announcement,
Oh, yeah.
for the new senators, like Brent, Andy, and
Evan.
Vincent, please send me an email. Like a couple things about you, not too long. and a picture of you that you prefer, because I've kind of been lacking on uploading. And I did have a post up about you too, but I accidentally spelled Brett's name wrong, and then I had to delete it, so now it's gonna say Brett again.
Oh, Brett.
Right.
You're now Brett.
Uh-huh.
Rename, just kidding, we'll get it right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wait,
One
picture, one
Yeah.
picture. Stop.
Yeah.
He's,
You not posted me already? Or do I need to send you a picture?
Wait, hold it.
No, Zone of silence.
You don't need to be silent to take pictures. It's not video. Why do you want to be silent?
Oh, okay.
Miranda writes you have the right to. Yeah.
This video, guys.
Okay, don't blame the old guy. Okay, I get it now.
All right, we don't have.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you can.
You've earned a seat at the table.
Yeah.
You can sit at the adult table now.
Yeah, I think I already posted.
We'll create a new tab for you.
Yeah.
Brett. Vincent.
Yeah.
Okay, Cole, do you have it ready for the bill?
Yes, 1 second.
Okay, perfect.
Moving something over. You are still sharing screen, just so you know.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You're good. You know, cool.
Not posted.
Yes, okay.
Well,
Okay.
We can take a photo later if he's not.
No, we have a photo, right?
no, I need like a better photo.
You don't like
We
the
can-
photo?
Yeah, after the GA, we will take photos. And
Yeah.
What's wrong? Okay, let's read this.
Yeah.
Okay, working on bill number 4, establishing Senate alternates. Student Senate will amend the bylaws to create official alternatives to serve in the Senate. It should say alternates. That's
Yeah.
already the first problem. Oh, I'm sorry. Cole, that's the PDF. I think things are fixed in the SharePoint version, the Word doc.
All right, give it 1 second.
Yeah, let me also get, because
Yeah, you did.
Quinn
attach a
found
Word
some
doc to it.
things and I
Can you
fixed.
send an email to him?
I have to send the original version as is, because that's how it
Uh-huh.
works. But I made the edits that Quinn
You're writing those
suggested.
edits.
Yeah, there's like a multiple, like
I
changing
remember
it from
hearing
either multiple or
about that.
singular.
There was one letter out of place.
Yes, there's.
I don't remember where it was, but there was one letter.
Alternatives
One letter.
with the S or?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on
Yeah.
section 4B, I believe, or something. on that.
Yeah, I
Alright,
think it was.
Yeah, do you?
They're,
Yes.
I know they have the ceremony.
Okay, official Senate alternates to serve in the Senate.
Student.
Formal motion, the bylaws will be amended to add new subsection to update the membership policy to allow alternates to serve in the official student Senate members under Article 3 membership. All right, Lando, let's focus. Okay, whereas according to Article 2, size, Mass College Student Senate allows for 20 seats total. However, average Senate membership throughout the 2025-26 year was between 15 to 16 active members. Many government bodies, committees, and boards in the municipal and state levels often make use of alternates membership when insufficient members of a public body are available to constitute a quorum due to absence or recusal. Alternate members serve a purpose to temporarily stand in for the regular board membership, acting with all the rights of standard members, allowing the government body to operate with maximum efficiency with representation from the people. For the reasons listed above, we, the members of the Student Senate, believe that the membership policy should be updated to ensure continuity of regular meetings, maintenance of quorum, and maximum representation to serve the student body on our Madison College campuses. Section 2, bylaws.
One edit.
Sorry?
You want me to point out and edit you?
Oh, God, please.
All right, your first one, whereas number 1, membership throughout the 2024-2025 Senate election year, just because you're foreshadowing of, hey, next year we're just not gonna have a full Senate.
Accepted.
Oh.
Awesome, that was my only thing, but continue, that's, everything else is good.
Good call. Okay, well, I should be amended to read the following. Article 3, add Section 6, alternate members. In the event that membership is at full capacity after the results of the Senate election, Student Senate may offer alternate positions to candidates that participate in the election but did not win a seat.
Yeah.
Alternates do not have Senate member privileges unless there's not a full quorum of individuals present at a General Assembly meeting. Alternates are not eligible for stipend payment from Student Senate. Student Senate may elect up to 3 alternates to serve in Student Senate. Alternate positions shall be offered to each of the 3 types of positions, one from executive officers, general senators, and regional senators. Individuals may decline the position, and the alternate position shall be offered to the next highest ranking candidate in the appropriate category from executive officers, general senators, and regional senators. Should all candidates from a particular category decline the alternate position, then the position should be offered to the candidate with the next highest vote count. Alternate positions should be offered to the candidates until there are no longer any alternate positions left. Alternates should be given numerical appointments assigned according to the highest vote count total and corresponding to the order in which they may serve in the student senate. First alternate, Senate, second alternate, etc. When a member or members of the Senate are absent and quorum is not met, the alternate shall act as full members of the Senate for that meeting in a numerical order. That is, the first alternate shall act as a full member, the second alternate shall be next to do so, it should say. Ugh, problems. Oh, next to so act. Oh, that's great. That is right. Okay, perfect. Alternates are not required to attend every meeting, although it's good practice for them to try to attend all meetings. Should an alternate miss more than 3 meetings, they should relinquish their status. See, as an alternate, alternates who relinquish their status are not prohibited from joining student senate at a later date. If there are open student senate seats, once alternates successfully attend 3 meetings, they may opt to join student senate for the standard procedure outlined in Article 7, Elections, Section 2. If all alternates meet the attendance requirement by a given meeting date, then alternates shall be granted the ability to join according to their numerical appointment, first, alt, second, third. Otherwise, appointments to student senate shall be processed in the order in which alternate makes, oh, this is where the S is. I missed that one. Sorry, Quinn. In which alternates make the request to the executive committee. If by the end of the summer term, there are open seats and alternates do not opt to join student senate, then they must relinquish their status. In the event that an alternate either joins student senate or resigns from their position, then all the following alternates in the numerical appointment sequence shall move up a rank. Second alternate should become the first, and third alternate should become the second. References, City of Madison Muni Code, Wisconsin State Legislature, and New Hampshire Municipal Association. Okay, we read through that really quickly, but what do we got here? Do we have commentary on this? Yes, Linda.
The only thing I'll quickly add is that, right now I'm working on the comms coordinator committee, but
Yes.
I also talked to Cole during my one-on-one about, or a meeting with Cole at some point about potentially having that committee or the next communications coordinator also have correspondence with the alternates, like after the election, you know, in the event that maybe someone drops or, you know, relinquishes their position pretty early on, you know, send out like a notification email, just letting them know the position's open and that we're looking for alternates or someone to fill it, you know, so keeping them in the loop with everything. And yeah, making sure it gets to the right people.
For sure. Yes, and that bill is being worked on now, right?
Yes.
Yes, okay. With that, do we have any other comments? I don't see any from people, someone online, Annette. Who you
I
got
make a
first tonight?
motion to approve.
Motion to approve made by Annette. Do we have a second? Second by, I feel like I saw you first. I'm sorry, Brent. I know you wanted an opportunity for that, but I think I saw him first. But you said it out loud. I think he raised his hand first. So Senator Moreno Portillo. So we got that. Okay, with that, do we have any further discussion? Keep your hand up. We'll get you on there. Okay, any further discussion? I don't see any. Quinn, did you make all your edits? I think we did, right? As we were walking through and editing it live. I accepted it as the author of it, so. Okay, with that, we do have to do a vote by roll call. I have it literally pulled up here.
I have it as well.
Right, we need Hassan to write it.
I think I had it.
Well, I was saying, if I read it off, I can.
Oh, yes, okay,
I'm in
yeah,
the
yes.
SharePoint, so as
Please.
long as he reads it off. I'll
Yes,
have it.
so he can read it and
Okay.
then, do this for you.
Yes. Okay, starting by, VP Tao. Elong Tao, absent. VP Hashmi. Yay. And then, VP Salifu. Absent.
Well, you joined.
No,
I'm
Yeah.
Oh,
I say yes.
Sorry.
VP, Jackson Winters.
Yes.
Senator Avila,
Yes.
Nice.
Senator Brenner.
Brenner.
Zero.
Gary, no, sorry.
Yes.
Senator Matson,
Oh, yeah.
Senator, Portillo,
I.
Senator Raptor,
Abstain?
Senator abstain, Senator, Rickfield,
Kevin.
Aye.
Senator Villarreal,
Abstain.
Senator West.
Aye.
Senator, Crowder,
Yes.
Senator, Stacy Brunner,
Yes.
And then Senator Dirks.
Aye.
Okay,
Final vote counts.
final vote counts.
Vote of 12 ayes, 0 nays, and 3
Yeah.
abstains.
Yep.
It's unanimous, right?
Yep, it's unanimous. So thank you, everyone. Where did the thing go?
Somewhere.
Will allow us to have alternates after this election, so people that lose out, don't like win a seat, we'll be able to have them continue on in Senate, if, should people drop out during the summer. We've had people, the last two times I've been part of Senate, people have dropped out after the summer. So just wanted to kind of alleviate that. So that was kind of the reasoning behind this. And now we'll be able to. So I think that's good. I think it's 3. Yeah.
Yep, I got it.
It's 3. And yeah, and just for a point of parliamentary procedure, if one of you voted no, this wouldn't have passed. Because on the first time of introduction, it needs to have a unanimous decision. Otherwise, it will not pass. And all bills require 3/4 majority to be approved and added to the bylaws. Just a little point of knowledge for you. The more you know. Okay. With that, we can move on. Thank you, everyone. Moving on to non-business housekeeping, there is none. Announcements, our next meeting will be on Thursday, April 17th, at room C2402 at 4:30 p.m. That means that we will not be meeting next week. Cole and Jose will be at the WTCS Ambassador Dinner. So congrats to them, and they'll be having some fun celebrations over there. So that's really good. And now we are at adjournment. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I motion.
Made by Senator Dirks. I'll put Senator West on that there. Okay, vote of unanimous approval. If there's nothing to say, the meeting's adjourned in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Meeting adjourned 6:51 p.m. Thank you, everyone. I owe you all an email tomorrow.